Teoscar Hernandez, but it was the national anthem that actually drew not praise but criticism last night. So we'll get into that. Some more Arkansas baseball players drafted yesterday. You had a bunch of them. The MLB Network was just like, man, what's brewing in Fayetteville? So we got a lot to talk about as we get into a Bandwagon Tuesday at the Morning Rush.
All right, we're live at the Omni in downtown Dallas, Radio Row. All of our coverage presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville. Robert Mann and Elizabeth and their family they're all U of A alumni. They love the Razorbacks. They have the largest selection of Razorback merchandise south of the North Pole. Shop on Razorback.com to buy your gear for the upcoming football season. Brought to you by WT Equipment, your New Holland dealer for over 50 years. They've earned the trust of the hardest working people right here in Northwest Arkansas. Visit WTEquip.com for any of their locations across Arkansas. WT Equipment, your partner in progress. And by our friends at the Limbird Real Estate Group, serving all of Northwest Arkansas, Missouri, and the River Valley. Get a cash offer on your home. You can do it in 72 hours or less. For all your real estate needs, go to LimbirdTeam.com. Sun is not up yet, but it will be soon, and it'll be another warm day in the Big D here as we're in day 2, featuring today the Tennessee Volunteers and the Georgia Bulldogs this morning. The Oklahoma Sooners come in for the first time doing SEC Media Days this afternoon, along with Alma, Arkansas's own Eli Drinkowitz and the Missouri Tigers to round out the day.
Venables entering his first SEC Media Day. Sark is used to the SEC, but not necessarily in this position with the Texas Longhorns. And I know people have questions about what it's like with Texas and Oklahoma now being in the league. I will give fan bases this, and Greg Sankey kind of alluded to it yesterday. They're both nuts.
Both places you saw the passion for their programs play out, and then in individual interactions while I walked around campus, running on Sunday morning in Austin or Monday morning in Norman with a logo on and people doing a double take. It was fun to see in those communities displays of the SEC logo. And I learned that both clearly meet what one of our athletics directors called the "it just means more" test. So that avid fan base that I spoke of, both Oklahoma and Texas bring that same type of avid fan base to a set of peer universities and peer athletic programs.
There is plenty of criticism to go around to the Texas Longhorns and the Oklahoma Sooners, but you at least have to give them credit for how much they care about their football programs.
And he was referencing his visits at the last day of June and first day of July when they came into the conference. He also spoke to the heat and humidity wearing a tuxedo inside a football stadium when it's 100 degrees, how comfortable that was. But listen, no one ever thought that Texas or OU didn't have rabid fans that fit this league. They bring national branding and historic football programs. This is going to be fun. Is it going to make the challenge of a lot of other schools in this league more difficult? Yes. But today, to me, is really the start of their membership of the SEC with OU and Texas in a day or two.
Yeah, and I listened to Lane Kiffin talk. We'll get into some of his comments. What he was talking about with Sark and just being in the league, and it is different. One coach is again coached in the Southeastern Conference, another is not. And it's like on the challenges. Here's what he said about Sark previously and being in Alabama.
I mean, they were in the Final Four last year, and a lot of players coming back, continue to add great high school players and portal players. So I think they're one of the elite rosters in America. Sark would know well the challenges, so it's not like he's coming with a team in the SEC with a coach that hasn't been. So I think he understands that, and that conference was competitive too.
And that's one of the reasons I cited that I've unfortunately had to cite that I think Texas is going to be successful. I did see that Nick Saban and I have the same SEC championship game, which is Texas and Georgia yesterday. Saban here yesterday. I've got 2 funny stories about Nick Saban that we'll share later on in the program. But I know sometimes being in a league as an assistant doesn't necessarily equate to having success as a head coach. I just think that gives Sark a little bit more of an advantage than, let's say, Brent Venables, and their roster is a little bit better than Oklahoma's as well.
Yeah, perhaps. I don't know that the experience in the league, I don't want to overstate that. I think the fact that he's got a really good roster is the reason we should think that they're going to be competitive this year. We saw evidence of it last year, a lot of returning players from that team, and more importantly, Quinn Ewers. So, I think this, your pick of Texas or Saban's pick of Texas or anyone that thinks that they're going to be, in the hunt for the SEC championship game it should be based on their roster, not necessarily, a coach's resume and how many games he's coached in this conference.
Speaking of rosters, you had a chance to not only catch up with a few coaches, as Tommy referenced, but some players as well. You get a chance to hear some other guys today like Carson Beck, Jackson Arnold, the new incoming Oklahoma quarterback, and then also Brady Cook and Luther Burden for Missouri. While two guys that were on Arkansas last year were not in attendance yesterday, both of their coaches sung praise for both Rocket Sanders, Shane Beamer now with him at South Carolina, and then Lane Kiffin was very high on Chris Paul. One is going to impact you more than the other, having to play Chris Paul this next season, but Lane was like, yeah, we played this guy, and he was tearing us up, so we were happy to get him on campus, and I'd argue that's one of your biggest losses of this last offseason.
Yeah, and, it's just, Lane referred to it openly throughout his 30 minutes as free agency. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what it is. And, while he would prefer maybe some different rules of engagement in this league, these are the rules we have now. So you got to be really good at the rules you have now. And that was Lane's take on what it is, and I think that's a very reasonable assessment.
I will give Kiffin this. Kiffin has advocated for change and this not being the best fit for college football, but he's still having success in the current model. We talked with Richard Cross a little bit yesterday. There is a full investment, I guess, with the Grove Collective from that fan base, and that's why Ole Miss had the best transfer portal haul in the entire country last year. I don't think you would be able to say that if NIL wasn't in place. So that is interesting. Speaking of NIL, Arkansas had some changes within their program that were announced publicly that we'll get into as well.
Yeah, so not even the stability you need within your own NIL program, at Arkansas right now. Hey, we're brought to you by the Hickey & Hull Law Partners, 4 locations around the state. They're in Little Rock, they're in Mena, they're in Fort Smith, and Northwest Arkansas. 479-434-2414 to get a hold of Kevin or Brad. They can help you with a family law matter. They can help you with criminal matters. They can help you with maybe a business contract issue you've got coming up. Maybe you're trying to purchase a business and close and go through all the steps that are required there. You need a trusted hand that's guided others through a similar process that knows exactly what's knows what's up. So give a call to Kevin Hickey and Brad Hall. 479-434-2414. 434-2414. 4 locations in our state. Find more details online at kevinhickeylaw.com.
All right, we're going to jump into more of what Greg Sankey, Lane Kiffin, and also Brian Kelly pulled out another accent. This is actually something that he's from, so I get it. But he went Irish on us yesterday. He is Irish Catholic, but I thought it was funny. He really leaned into it when he was asked about the possibility of LSU playing LSU playing in Ireland at some point in time. We'll also, again, play the audio of that national anthem at the Home Run Derby last night, which was pretty crazy. We'll touch on that NIL, plus some baseball and basketball news for the Arkansas Razorbacks. That's all coming your way live from Radio Row in Dallas, Texas.
ESPN Arkansas is kicking off college football live from Radio Row in Dallas, Texas at SEC Media Days. Our shows provide insight on player and coach interviews, including special moments throughout the entire week. Make sure to tune in to the Morning Rush, Halftime, and Ruskin and Zach to get this unique coverage presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback, WT Equipment, and Limbird Real Estate Group.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley...
Just like witches at Black Masses. Evil minds that plot destruction. Sorcerer of death's construction. Oh, Lord, yeah.
For the end zone, pass is caught by Armstrong. Here comes the pressure, and Wentz is coming. Oh, amazing. Gets to the end zone. It's high. Ball comes out. They're going to run it into the end zone. Knocked away. Launches downfield. Caught. Touchdown, Arkansas. Stay loose. down the sideline. And he's doubled up. He's got 101. Incomplete. Touchdown. Flips it open. And launches in. Who makes a man miss. Another reverse. Throw him down for the loss. They got him this time. Call those Hogs.
Just like witches at black masses, evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction. Oh, Lord, yeah.
Launching for the end zone. Pass is caught by Armstrong. Here comes the pressure. Wentz is coming. Oh, up is it? Look to the end zone. It's high. Ball comes out. They're going to run it into the end zone. Knocked away. Launches downfield. Caught. Touchdown, Arkansas. Staying loose. Down the sideline. And he's doubled up. He's got 101. Incomplete. Touchdown. Flips it open. And launches in. Who makes a man miss. Another reverse. Throw him down for the loss. They got him this time. Call those Hogs.
Just like witches at black masses, evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction. Oh, Lord, yeah.
Launching for the end zone. Pass is caught by Armstrong. Here comes the pressure. Wentz is coming. Oh, up is it? Look to the end zone. It's high. Ball comes out. They're going to run it into the end zone. Knocked away. Launches downfield. Caught. Touchdown, Arkansas. Staying loose. Down the sideline. And he's doubled up. He's got 101. Incomplete. Touchdown. Flips it open. And launches in. Who makes a man miss. Another reverse. Throw him down for the loss. They got him this time. Call those Hogs.
Just like witches at black masses, evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction. Oh, Lord, yeah.
Launching for the end zone. Pass is caught by Armstrong. Here comes the pressure. Wentz is coming. Oh, up is it? Look to the end zone. It's high. Ball comes out. They're going to run it into the end zone. Knocked away. Launches downfield. Caught. Touchdown, Arkansas. Staying loose. Down the sideline. And he's doubled up. He's got 101. Incomplete. Touchdown. Flips it open. And launches in. Who makes a man miss. Another reverse. Throw him down for the loss. They got him this time. Call those Hogs.
Just like witches at black masses, evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction. Oh, Lord, yeah.
Launching for the end zone. Pass is caught by Armstrong. Here comes the pressure. Wentz is coming. Oh, up is it? Look to the end zone. It's high. Ball comes out. They're going to run it into the end zone. Knocked away. Launches downfield. Caught. Touchdown, Arkansas. Staying loose. Down the sideline. And he's doubled up. He's got 101. Incomplete. Touchdown. Flips it open. And launches in. Who makes a man miss. Another reverse. Throw him down for the loss. They got him this time. Call those.
With you this morning here on a Bandwagon Tuesday, but there's plenty of Arkansas news to discuss. More guys drafted in the MLB draft. You had a couple of staff members on the basketball program that have been retained, and some other things we'll jump into in just a sec.
What'd you think about the brisket and the barbecue they had for lunch yesterday here?
That was mid.
It was okay. It was good, but it wasn't as good as our friends at Arts Barbecue. Texas knows how to do brisket. It was okay. It was hotel brisket, but I promise you, you're going to get tender, full flavor brisket with that nice bark on it that provides a lot of the flavor when you go to Arts. So be sure and get by and see our friends Morgan and Wade and their crew. They'll be back at it today with a delicious lunch special. Also, don't forget on Fridays, sometimes you just need to mix it up a little bit. Catfish special on Fridays, they do that. $1 off the burgers on Saturdays. They do that all day. Ribs are the special on Thursdays. They'll have the pork sandwich. And you also try the brand new Hawaiian chicken sandwich that they've added to the menu. It features pineapple on top, a big, oversized, juicy grilled chicken breast, that tangy pineapple, lettuce, onions, and cheese all nestled in one of those handcrafted toasted buns that they have. You get a side to go with it, and it is delicious. Whether it's barbecue, catfish, burgers, or more, nobody does it better than Arts. Rogers Avenue next to Buddy's in Fort Smith, or 479-452-2550. Call ahead. They'll have it ready at the drive-up window or inside when you arrive.
So the public announcement yesterday that Ronnie Brewer and Riley Hall have been retained on staff. Everyone knows who Ronnie is. Riley is the director of basketball operations. He's been with Arkansas now about 12 years. So I know that was exciting news for Ronnie and his family and Riley and his family. Ronnie is going to stay on as the director of student athlete development. But you were hoping this was coming down. I know that was a question when it came to the basketball staff we were probably asked about the most. Is Ronnie going to stay on? As of yesterday, it became publicly official that he is staying on.
Yep, and different role, but his role as a full-time assistant, that might have been one of the things that perhaps, I don't know, I mean, I haven't heard from him, and we've just read the release that came from the U of A. The depth of his resume as far as being a full-time assistant just maybe wasn't enough at this point. And obviously Calipari wanted to get his son involved in the staff, but that doesn't mean he's not going to be involved with the kids and on the court. And we've been to practices. There's more than just the full-time assistants working and talking and teaching and training. So we will, we'll see what his role grows into. That's how it happened with Musselman. And like I said, Riley Hall's been a constant thread through this program. When I first met Musselman, when he arrived in, what would that have been, the spring of 19? Am I thinking right? Yeah, I think that's right. And Riley Hall was right at his side and has been, for a long time with, I guess, 3 different head coaches. So I think when you're in Calipari's position, having someone that knows where the bones are buried and knows, all the things that need to go on, and you've got room in your staff to keep someone like that around, I think it's a smart move.
Yeah, Riley and I used to play basketball when we were in school, and he actually married a girl from my high school that was one of my brother's good friends, so that's the connection with Riley, so congratulations to both of them. Continuing on, we referenced NIL earlier with Lane Kiffin. Arkansas's had a shakeup with Arkansas Edge. Kyle May is taking over as the new director. According to the release, Chris Bauer is going through something for personal reasons, so he's stepping down from the director title, but I still think it sounds like that he's still going to be doing stuff with Arkansas's Edge in some capacity. Kyle's resume.
He'll be a part-time advisor is what the release said.
Yeah, and Kyle's worked at the AMP, done some other stuff as well. And then Alex Harper is taking over for Director of Corporate Sponsorships. Alex is my age. I remember that kid from high school. He went to Arkansas Baptist, but that is those were the 2 hires that were made yesterday. I didn't know if they were making a change, and then I saw, obviously, like you said, that Chris Bauer's going to stay on as an advisor in that role.
They have been unable to get traction with the crowdsourcing, if you will, and apparently even the corporate funding side of it. So this is the third leadership change, I believe, with an NIL or some type of, they've called it different things.
Yeah, one Arkansas NIL, then Arkansas Edge with Chris, and then now changing.
Yeah, so I think they've had 3 different sets of leadership in year and a half, something like that. So I mean, they have just not found the leadership that has fit and been effective so far. Clearly,
what would help is a good football season. Hopefully that comes down the pipe.
Well, and get rid of 20% inflation, and you make it where you can afford to go to the grocery store and get gas and have money left over. That's disposable income. That's what you've got to have as people with disposable income. This is not a necessity. I mean, it's just simply it isn't for my house, it isn't for yours or anyone else's. Groceries, your prescriptions, your electric bill, your mortgage payment. We know what our necessities are. Donating $50 or $100 a month to the Edge, while I would love to do that, and you would too if you felt like you were getting the return on investment, which equals wins. Right now, even if they were winning 10 games a season, it might be difficult to scratch that out of the budget because everything else in life is just costing so much.
Yep, things are not cheap right
now.
now.
Not a good time to be in that business.
Nope. Continue.
Just like witches at black masses.
Arkansas news this morning. 5 Razorbacks drafted yesterday. Peyton Stovall, the highest of the bunch, going in the fourth round to the Cincinnati Reds. You have Mason Molina going in the 7th round to the Milwaukee Brewers. And then 3 guys drafted in the 9th round, where you had Jared Sprague-Lott to Oakland, Hudson White, drafted by the Boston Red Sox, and then Blake McLaughlin to the Diamondbacks. So plenty of guys drafted yesterday for this Arkansas baseball team. And, of course, Hagen Smith taken 5th overall to the Chicago White Sox.
And I think just one of the recruits that Arkansas was after, unless something changed later, I think there's just been one kind of pluck from the recruiting level. We'll see how that works out, but that was good news as well.
Yeah, it was a kid who was drafted 51st. I was reading Matt Jones' column yesterday, and I believe that is the only one, like you're saying, that is that. So good news.
Last year it was 3 and was far more impactful on what Dave Van Horn's plans had been for the season.
Yep. Last thing here with some Hog news in the first hour, Isaiah Seeley, Springdale standout, who is a 4-star prospect in this upcoming basketball class, has been offered by the Arkansas Razorback basketball program. Now, you got him, and then you got Corlin Muldrew, who is now in an Oak Hill Academy. I think that's Carmelo's former school, but that was reported, and again, talented players in state. Cal didn't have to go far to find guys that can play at Arkansas.
No, I've seen this kid play. He can go. So it makes sense to offer him, and always got to be careful about offering in-state. But I think he's one clearly that everyone is after. Hey, All-Star game tonight, just across town. If they gave you a ticket, would you go? Would you mess with it?
No, but I do want to talk about last night's All-Star malfunction or whatever you want to call it coming up.
Bet Saracen app's going to have all the action for tonight. They had stuff up last night for the Home Run Derby, so you can get live betting on the All-Star game tonight, which is over in Arlington, not far from where we're at. We're supposed to go to Globe Life tomorrow night during the All-Star break and see that facility. Bet Saracen, Arkansas's favorite sports betting app. Download it now in the Apple app or Google Play Store.
If you haven't heard the audio for the national anthem, we'll play it for you. Coming up
your ears
on the Morning Rush.
Listen to every Razorback basketball game right here and HitThatLine.com.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out
Just
why.
like witches at black masses. Evil minds that plot destruction.
Creek fishing, and nothing catches bass and bluegill in a pond like a Rebel crickhopper. You can twitch it, pop it, walk it, and swim it. It's the ultralight fishing lure that looks and acts like a real grasshopper. The crickhopper works great in tandem with light spinning rods and reels with 4 or 6 pound fishing line. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle shops everywhere. The Rebel crickhopper.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This is the Morning Rush.
Drive a compact.
This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations. Call or text the McClarty Daniel hotline at 877-377-6963. McClarty Daniel, a vehicle for every lifestyle.
When you're looking for a new car, you want to shop for a vehicle you love with an organization you trust. You've probably heard that McClarty Daniel means making deals, but what I'm inspired by the most is that McClarty Daniel means making a difference in our community. When you buy a vehicle with McClarty Daniel, you reinvest right here in the community, in our schools, in our little leagues, in our food banks, and our people. So you're not just making a purchase, you're making a difference too. Come see us at any of our 6 locations in Northwest Arkansas.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is your number one source for all your sports betting needs this season. From baseball, golf, soccer, right to all the top fights in UFC, MMA, and boxing. Every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. When the game's over, head over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today to get in on the action. Use promo code BELIEVE for your 50% free bet credit on your first deposit up to $250. Bet online. The game starts here.
This song hit number 2 without one guitar. Gary Wright traveled with George Harrison to India for spiritual enlightenment and wrote Dream Weaver, describing God as infinite love and compassion, seeing him through the trials of the night. Of the 330 million gods of Hinduism, not one will get you to the morning light, but only through the blood of Jesus Christ. Satan is a master deceiver, weaving many into make-believers. I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Think about it.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive in Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations. Call or text the McClarty Daniel hotline at 877-377-6963. McClarty Daniel, a vehicle for every lifestyle.
When you're looking for a new car, you want to shop for a vehicle you love with an organization you trust. You've probably heard that McClarty Daniel means making deals, but what I'm inspired by the most is that McClarty Daniel means making a difference in our community.
He's on in place of the injured Ryan Mallett, and he has contributed. 12 of 13. Deuce wins caught one down. Whoa, on a rope. Oh, my goodness. Joe Adams. There's not a backup in the country that can throw a ball like that.
The Gimme the Hogs Chuck podcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Brought to you by Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. You can listen to it at hitthatline.com or wherever you hear your favorite podcasts.
Back live from Radio Row at SEC Media Days, not too far from here. Globe Life Park, where the Home Run Derby took place last night. And the story was not Teoscar Hernandez. The story was Ingrid Andress, or however you say her name, who did the national anthem. We'll play it for you coming up, and then we will get into our CJ's trivia, which is going to involve Sharon Stone in just a bit.
Ooh, well, we're live at SEC Media Days. It's all presented here this week at the Omni by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville. You can get all your gear for the upcoming season online at shoponrazorback.com. By WT Equipment, your New Holland dealer for over 50 years. They've earned the trust of the hardest working people right here in Arkansas. Visit them at WTEquip.com. WT Equipment, your partner in progress. And by the Lindbergh Real Estate Group, serving all of Northwest Arkansas, Missouri, and the River Valley. You can get a cash offer on your home in 72 hours. Get all the details online and all your real estate needs met at lindberghteam.com. We're kind of missing our routine of golf this week. We need a place like your buddies got there at Cart Path Social where we could go and swing a stick in a simulator bay. If you're in Northwest Arkansas and find yourself away from the home course, or I know we're going to get some nicer weather, but maybe you get weathered out at some point. Ty, that's the place to go and gather with your friends.
Yep, and it's, again, air-conditioned. It's BYOB. I know Christian and Nate would love to have you. Again, it's 122 Grant Place in Lowell. It's an awesome place where you can, again, play all these different courses. You can go practice. It doesn't take that long. If you're just a single, it only takes an hour to play 18 holes, so you're not going to get complained at by the missus for staying out and being out for 5 or 6 hours. It's not going to be hot again, so take advantage. You can check them out at cartpathsocial.com. If you want to call and get a reservation, it is 479-619-9750. And again, it's an unbelievable facility, open all week long. Take advantage, again, of the awesome deal. Plus, if you come in before 5 on weekdays, you're going to get a discounted rate of just $35. One more time, cartpathsocial.com for an awesome golf facility in Northwest Arkansas.
I wonder if they have Royal Troon as one of their courses, where the Open Championship will be this week. That would go in and play the same course the pros are going to play beginning Thursday.
I think Nate just put something on their social media.
They got Royal Troon.
So they do a good job of putting stuff on their social
media. Postage stamp green.
Yeah. So it's a really cool. Yep, Royal Troon's on there.
Good.
So you get a 20. They're doing this contest. I guess it's the course of the week. The prize is a $20 Golf Headquarters gift card. So yes, you can play like you said with the pros this week at Royal Troon, which is
looking forward to watching that because it'll be on during the show. Thursday, we'll be busy here, but Friday morning we can pay a little more attention to it. But, the final major of the year this week.
Heck yeah. All right, so here's what happened last night.
And he set the stage for us, which should be a phenomenal final. Oscar Hernandez will swing first. Another. He's 2 for 2 out of the gate. What did he do something? 4 homers, 5 swings. 5 and 6 swings. That one's gone. Yeah, way gone. Way gone. 14's the big number, guys. That's the one. Big number.
So you would think, hey, this guy wins it. Big deal, right? I guess Los Angeles Dodger. But that wasn't the story coming out of Globe Life and here in the Arlington area, I guess. We're in Dallas right now at the Omni. But this, again, brace yourself, as Tommy just said earlier. Brace yourself. Ready? Here we go.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watch, and the rockets spread, the bombs bursting, gave proof to the night that our flag was still. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of
Yeah.
I mean, I can't describe to you what just happened from a.
Do you watch
let's
it
break
live?
down the vocals. No, but my phone started getting a few texts. It wasn't blowing up, but 2 or 3 people were texting and saying, "Hey, did you see the national anthem? And I'd actually been watching the convention last night, and they just had a national anthem that was performed by a group of adults and kids that had special needs, and I thought my buddies were making fun of them, and they're like, no, at the home run derby, and I had to clarify. I'm like, you can't make fun of them. And anyway, then I found the clip, and I'm like, whoa, that's Carl Lewis bad there.
Yeah, that was the Carl Lewis. It was Bulls. I can't remember who they were playing, but I went back and listened to that this morning, and it was bad there. People.
Roseanne Barr had a horrific one at one point, but that wasn't that, and this wasn't the All-Star game. But again, I think the home run derby's as popular as the game tonight itself, and I don't know who vetted her in an audition, but they need to be asked what they were thinking.
Morgan asked us not to play it. Well, we played it anyway. Jason in Northwest Arkansas said, "Good morning" from Francis Scott off key.
Yeah.
Right.
But I'll say this, because I've probably heard more national anthems already in my life performed live than you'll ever hear because of just being at games and officiating, and
stuff,
it's every night. There's sometimes it's done live. I admire people that have the courage to stand up. I don't care if it's your high school gymnasium in front of 500 people, or a football stadium in front of 10,000 people, or at a Razorback game in front of 70. That takes courage.
Yeah.
And confidence, and I could never do that. I couldn't. I probably couldn't do. Well, I might could have done as well as that, but you got to have some backbone to get up there and do that. So
Ryan in Prairie Grove says, "Boys, we've all had nights like that in Dallas." Jason says, "Never play that again."
Well, it was a bad display of our national anthem, but probably won't be anywhere as bad as some of the karaoke you'll be a part of tomorrow night.
Yeah. Jack in Harrison says, yeah, that's very true. She would give Roseanne Barr, who you referenced, a run for their money, money as well.
It's top three, but and pardon my lack of pop culture knowledge, but did you know this person that's saying?
No
okay.
idea.
All right, so I don't feel so bad.
No idea.
Okay. I don't feel bad.
Again, last night, home run derby, Teoscar Hernandez takes it. Tonight you have the All-Star game in Globe Life. We're going to be there tomorrow. There are some people that I've talked to that are going to attend the media event for a little bit and then make their way to Globe Life. The All-Star game, I just don't, certain things get me to the television, or if I'm in town and it's going on, I'd want to see it. I mean, have you contemplated the idea of trying to go tonight? No.
I have. I've contemplated the idea that if Greg Sankey walked over here, handed me a ticket to his private suite, and said, "Go to the All-Star game with me,"
still wouldn't go.
I think I'd pass.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll watch. I'm interested.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just becoming an old man. I'm less interested in traffic, crowds, and on a weeknight getting back to the hotel at midnight. I'm just less interested in that.
Yeah,
I've been to enough games in my life.
It is,
and it's an all-star game, and but it's not my team.
Yeah,
and I don't religiously follow Major League Baseball on a daily basis. If the Razorbacks were playing across town, we'd walk. I'd walk to be there, but the Razorbacks aren't playing. If a former Hog was starting, I might go, but there's nothing that's compelling enough for me to even with a free ticket go across town for it. Because can you imagine what time it would be when you finally got back here? I'm telling you, I was talking to someone this morning who is going to the game, and they're meeting some people that are coming in from Little Rock. He said they'll be back they're flying in and out tonight. He's meeting them there. They'll be back home in Little Rock before you'll get back here to the hotel.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to be that.
It is going to be packed, the traffic and everything else. So really, we haven't left the hotel since we got here. But Dallas, I don't understand people that want to live in big cities. I like maybe you just want to show
big opportunities in big cities.
Yeah, but it's just traffic drives me insane. Like moving houses added another 10 minutes to my drive to work in the morning, and I'm not a fan of that. Much less. Yeah. I love coming.
And you drive when there's no traffic.
Yeah, and I love coming to Dallas, Texas, and I enjoyed the events here. We'll have the final game in Jerry World between the Aggies later on. A lot of you have attended or watched games in Union or Arena back in the day. Various other things that you come to Dallas for, but I would never want to live here, ever. Or any other big city for that matter. But, yeah, that was the All-Star game last night. The Home Run Derby All-Star Game will be later on tonight, and then we'll take some pics and put them up on social media for those that haven't been to Globe Life, because I am excited to see the venue.
That's something I probably will do, because I like seeing stuff, and there won't be a crowd. They're going to drive me over there. I'm telling you, I'm becoming an old man. They're going to drive me there, drive me back. I probably will go.
Yeah, if it's easier and it's paid for, I would say.
Well, it's not even so much the paid for as I just don't like the hassle anymore of the traffic. So I noticed last night believe it or not, I went down to or up from where we're at to the 4th floor, went to the fitness center here, and I guess some of you guys, they had charter buses to take you to the Texas Theater. They had police escorts for those things. Mm-hmm. I was on a treadmill up there, and I'm like, who in the world's arriving? Saban's already here. They're like, the motorcycles were stopping traffic. They had advanced. They did that for the media?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It was pretty crazy. So again,
have you ever been in a police escort before?
Yes, because they've done this they did it for media days in Atlanta a couple years ago as well. So that was the only time I know that.
The only ones I've been in are the ones I led, and I eventually had to pull over. Yeah. It was a police escort from behind.
And got a ticket.
They needed to visit with me.
Oh, it happens from time to time. All right, it is that time of the morning here on a Tuesday. A little trivia, thanks to our friends at CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers.
This is CJ's Trivia Tuesday, presented by CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers in Fayetteville and Russellville.
It's delicious.
There must be 50 customers out there. It's unbelievable.
When all you do are burgers, they have to be the best.
So, full disclosure, I have not watched her recreate the scene. But Sharon Stone recreated an iconic scene from a certain movie starring her and Michael Douglas.
Tell me more about that
back
scene.
in the day.
I believe 1990, 91, or it's very early 90s.
Phil had me watching for halftime homework, and I didn't know. He kept referring to this scene in, not jail cell or whatever, but I just need you. All I need from you this morning at 877-377-6963, call in, is what is the movie that I'm referring to again?
Why don't you give a layup today?
It is recreated. She's now 66 years old.
May not be as good as it was 30 years
It's not as good as it was years ago.
35 years ago.
So, again, our phone lines are blowing up at this point. Colton, just ring everyone up real quick. Jimmy and Conway's called in a few times. I'm going to let Jimmy go second or third. We're going to give someone else a chance this morning. But, yeah, I think most men listening to this program right now know exactly what movie I'm
Everyone
talking
my
about.
age, it was a teenager then. That was like, that was a must-see if your parents weren't watching.
I didn't. So there's certain, like, Phil, when we did this halftime homework stuff, Phil would, like, have me watch movies that he watched or watched as a kid that he wasn't necessarily supposed to watch. And like, Porky's. He had me watch Porky's, which was fantastic. This movie that
I remember when my parents rented Porky's at the VHS store. Me and my brother were threatened with beatings if we told anyone at the church they'd watch Porky's.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
But this... There's plenty of headlines. Yeah. We'll get into that. All right, we'll try Jack and Fayetteville up first. Jack, you got a chance to answer our CJ's Trivia Tuesday. What is the movie that I'm referring to that Sharon Stone just recreated that scene?
Oh, gosh. Basic Instinct, and I don't want to see the recreation.
No, I'm with you.
That is correct.
I'll just watch Basic Instinct again if I have the need.
Yeah, Jack, stay on hold. We'll get your information, and we'll take that from you. But, yeah, Basic Instinct is that said movie. Oh, what would cause
Are they doing a Basic? Because there was a Basic Instinct 2, which was not as good, and because sequels never are. Is this a Basic Instinct 3, or is this something
I'm going to be honest,
totally different?
I saw the headline, and I didn't want to click on the video. I didn't want to, explore, per se. Which further.
He did, folks.
Any further from that.
Like.
I didn't want something to pop up on my iPad or anything, or get malware to screw it up or whatever. So I did not explore any further. I hope they don't.
Anyone out there believing that? Keep one hand on the wheel. Raise your hand if you believe that. Nobody's raising their hand, Ty. Nobody's raising their hand.
Hands on the wheel. And
they're all shaking their head.
But I'm with you. There's certain movies, and I get frustrated by this from time to time.
Absolutely,
that
clicked on the link.
They recreate it, which just ticks me off. But again, that is our CJ's Butcher Boy Burger Trivia Tuesday. 2 great locations in Fayetteville and in Russellville. I bet you Keith has seen Basic Instinct before. You can stop by and see him again in Fayetteville at the Weddington location. You can go through the drive-through, curbside pickup, on the app, also on online orders as well, and of course dine in and take out too. And then Keith and Sally at the Russellville location where it's dine in and take out, the original, the one I always stop at if I'm going to Little Rock, Nashville, Memphis, or whatever the case may be. I know a lot of baseball players. Peyton Stovall, big CJ supporter. I know when he comes back in town for whatever minor league team he's going to be playing for the Reds, he's going to come back and eat him some CJ's. Yeah. CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers. When all you do are burgers, they have to be the best, and they are at CJ's.
Been a minute since I've been by to see Keith. I'm telling you, right now, the heat of the summer, be a good time to go get one of those milkshakes.
Yes, that is very
cool
true. They've got 5 or 6 different flavors: cake batter, chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, a few other ones that are always good. I always get a milkshake with mine.
And this time of the year when you're grilling a little more or cooking outside, that seasoning that they sell, get you one of those, 8-ounce jars of it or whatever they sell. And it goes great on about anything.
Yeah,
I like it on vegetables when I grill vegetables.
It's pretty good. Now, Christian or Colton, which one are you in there right now?
We're both in here.
Okay, all right. Christian, tell me about NCAA football. I've got to hear about it. You played it yesterday. I know that consumed a lot of your time post-work. You've got some Arkansas players.
Did you do any work yesterday, or was this all that you did yesterday?
No, I did some. Once I left work, I got the game as soon as I could and played it just to get a sense of how the game was. And
did you sleep at all last night, or did you stay up all night?
No, the wife. I still have to. I can't just play as much as I want to, at least during the week.
That's not the answer, man. The answer was, well, I'd much rather spend time with you, baby.
Yeah,
I know. It's
even though
she was dumbfounded that I spent $135.
It was that much?
Well, for 2 games, there's like a Madden. The Madden comes with it. It's a bundle. Okay. But yeah, it's a great.
It's buy one get one free, baby. I mean, I had to.
Got to take
it. Forced.
So Christian, I know we have this audio of what it's like to play in Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium.
Welcome to Fayetteville, Arkansas, Reynolds Stadium, home of the Razorbacks. And this big crowd has already been serenading their beloved team with Whoa Pig Suey. We've got a terrific matchup for you today. Fans have gotten here early, and they are ready to get this game underway. As we'll see a team from the AAC, the UAB Blazers. Taking on a team from the SEC, the Arkansas Razorbacks. PA Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler, here in the booth with Kirk Herbstreit. I think we've talked long enough, Kirk. Let's get this game going.
I like that.
Can we be honest? That's the only time Herbie and Fowler are going to be. They're not coming to Reynolds.
Well, they did the game not in Fayetteville, but the
LSU game last year. But yeah, they will not be, unfortunately, in Donald W. or I should just say Razorback Stadium this fall. But
Ty Richardson, Razorback Stadium.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. But they're
hey, if the price is right.
What is it, $70 million or whatever it is?
Expense that.
Yeah, I don't think we could afford that. But it was cool. I've seen some simulations with Arkansas playing LSU, Arkansas playing Texas. Christian, did you start like a dynasty mode yesterday? Did you just play other people? What did you do?
So I played with 3 teams. I used Colorado, Notre Dame, and I used Arkansas. I played Arkansas and Texas. And I'll be honest with you, Taylon Green on that game, man, they've got him. I don't know exactly what he's rated, but you can scramble with him. You can take off with that guy.
Yeah, it would have been fun to play with Matt Jones. I say it would be fun. You could play with Matt Jones back in the day, but Taylon's actually the 7th highest speed quarterback in all of the game that they have on him.
I heard Lane Kiffin yesterday make a player rating reference when he's talking about Jackson Dart and leadership. He said if there's a leadership number in the game coming out today, he would be a 99.
He's up there.
So he was using that reference yesterday in his address here. One of the other things, just and we can talk more about the game, and because I know there's a lot of people interested. Players are going to get some money out of this, and not just current players, but former players. I've been reading up on this a little bit, and there's going to be some money that goes back to players to a certain date, and then moving forward, this is going to be part of the money that the players in the game today are going to receive.
Yeah, it is pretty cool, and you can elect to be in or not be in of your choice. As a college kid, I would elect to be in every time.
Absolutely.
I know everyone's situation different. Plus, you get a free copy of the game too. So again, the deluxe edition was out yesterday, which you had to pay a little more, like Christian was talking about, or deluxe edition, and then Thursday the official.
So what's the difference in deluxe and regular?
You had to pay.
I mean, usually it's extra cheese or bacon, but tell me what's deluxe.
What is it, Christian? Don't you get like
pickles and onions?
What's
the deal?
There's a lot of like different add-ons and stuff. The normal base game is like $62, but you got to wait until Thursday to play it. So I canceled that order. I got the $135.
They
Madden
got you.
And NCAA.
I don't blame you,
wait.
Big C.
They
don't
got
blame
you.
you. Hey, you're right. I don't blame you. I mean, and why would you want the scaled down, stripped down version? Nobody wants that.
Oh, Christian will be our EA Sports NCAA football liaison, considering between me, Tommy. I say he will be the only one. Zach will buy it or has.
Oh, Zach's already. Yeah, he was talking about using West Virginia in dynasty mode.
Was he
or what?
playing it during the show yesterday?
Zach, man, you're a grown man.
He likes that game. I'll give him credit. But yeah, it's
But
cool.
he's in his mid-50s.
I don't know. I just don't have time to play that anymore. And I feel like
I wouldn't even know how. I mean, I wouldn't even know what buttons on the controls. Y'all have to. I would be as novice could be.
We needed it, Christian. We need to do a morning rush, Ruskin and Zach showdown where you play Zach and hopefully.
I want all the smoke, man.
Yeah,
I've been playing this since I was a kid.
I would love to see you play Zach. That would be an epic battle between the.
I waited 12 years for this.
12 years, man. 12 years.
All right, get brushed up, and then I'm going to set this up, and we're going to have some kind of event somewhere. I don't know what. I don't have details yet, but we'll workshop this out, and you and Orange will go head to head.
I'm on Big C. I'm on Big C side.
What team do you want to be when you go head to head? Because you know he's going to be a homer for Notre Dame.
Don't say Arkansas. Pick
say Notre Dame just to piss him off. Just say you'll be Notre Dame.
I'll be Notre Dame. How about that?
That'll throw him off his game.
Then you're guaranteed to lose a big game. So you might want to pick someone
Michigan's
else.
pretty good.
Yeah. Beat the drum out of him if you're Michigan or someone.
Now tell me, because I don't know how all this translates. Why wouldn't you want to be Georgia?
Probably would. Carson Beck's going to be good
if you got to pick a team, why would you not want to be Georgia?
Got to be defense. They're probably the highest. I haven't seen the team rankings, but they're probably the highest in NCAA. But we'll come back to this again. Big C's got it. He'll give us updates throughout the week in the next month or so as NCAA football. The deluxe version is out already, and apparently Orange has got it too.
All right, we are here in Dallas. We're brought to you by the Fence Man. When it comes to fencing and gates and anything that you need, even custom projects, they do them all with the Fence Man. 782-3936. If you need a custom wrought iron installation or ornamental iron, they do that. They got a great welding crew, and they can custom design whatever your needs are. 782-3936, the Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. The sun is up over the downtown Dallas, Texas skyline. We're on Radio Row at the Omni in Dallas. It's presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback. You can shop online at shoponrazorback.com. By WT Equipment, go to WTEquip.com. And by the Lindbergh Real Estate Group, go to LindberghTeam.com.
Work now, pay later with sizzling savings at WT Equipment. No money down, no interest, and no payments until 2025 on select New Holland equipment. Choose 0 for 60 or up to 10,000 cash back plus free net wrap on roll belt round balers. 0 for 72 or up to 10,000 cash back on mid-range tractors, or 0 for 72 plus an additional 2,000 cash back on a new compact. Work smarter with no money down, no interest, and no payments on your choice of the summer's hottest deals at WT Equipment, your partner in progress.
Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Robert.
And this is Elizabeth, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
The only local, family, and alumni-owned Razorback store.
Yep, our names are on Senior Walk, and we understand what that charging Razorback means.
From new students to season ticket holders, we have everything you need.
From floor coverings, wall art, game room items, and other stuff to decorate your home or dorm room.
To things for your pet or all sorts of clothing, we have it all.
We feature brands like Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, Columbia, and many, many others, all in the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
You know, your dad's site's starting to go viral.
Hey, what, is that a new thing? Can I get a pill or a shot for that?
Anyway, you can call us at 479-STADIUM or 479-782-3486.
Or drop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baum-Walker Stadium in Fayetteville. Or if you need to, you can shop us online at them web-gram things.
Dad, let me do this. What he means is our website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go
Hogs.
The best selection of RVs is now now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center with exciting news. Backed by popular demand, state sales tax paid when you trade on our huge inventory of road-ready certified vehicles. That's right. This month, get the best used car your money can buy, road-ready certified with warranty, and get your state sales tax paid when you trade. One more reason all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, just north of Phoenix on Towson, Fort Smith.
Calling all biscuit lovers. Hardee's limited edition blueberry biscuits are the stuff of biscuit dreams. Our famous buttermilk biscuits with summer's favorite berries baked in, served warm, and drizzled with icing. Don't miss your chance to try this special summertime treat while blueberry biscuits are still in season and ripe for the picking. Only at Hardee's. Goodness in the making. Order ahead on the Hardee's app. Participation may vary. Exclusions apply by time of day.
Come on along, head for the mountains of Bush. Head for the mountains, it's cold and it's smooth and it's waiting for you. Come on, head for the mountains of Bush. Head for the mountains of Bush. Head for the mountains of Bush. Light.
Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2022. Anheuser-Busch, Busch, and Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Waiting on someone to bale your hay? Come in to Gray Brothers Equipment and let us show you how affordable only your own Kubota hay equipment can be. Bale your hay when it's ready, not when it's burned up. With economical pricing at Gray Brothers and affordable interest rates from Kubota, this year is the year to bale your own hay. That's Gray Brothers Equipment in Fort Smith and Poto, where if you pick orange, you'll never get a lemon.
Pay attention. This happens fast. You need money. You get a job. Turns out that job doesn't pay near enough for the nonsense it puts you through every day. You want to move fast, but the clock moves slow. You're smart, though. You know machines. You want to work at a place as fast as you. You call Medley Equipment Company. They need a technician, and they'll teach you everything you need to know to be the best, with pay raises all along. Because Medley keeps you moving.
I'm Branch Manager Dennis Mabry. Visit medleycompany.com or see us at 4001 Harper Avenue, Fort Smith, Arkansas.
If you knew all that Jody's Auto Service Centers can do for your vehicle and you'd never take your vehicle anywhere else.
My fleet is small, 14 trucks and cars. It's a struggle every day with parts, employees, and scheduling, but one thing I never worry about is vehicles. Jody's has special fleet pricing, special in and out service, or free shuttle and pickup and delivery service. And they do everything. Service, repair, and maintenance. That makes my life much easier. All my vehicles go to Jody's.
Latest technology and highly trained technicians means we could do it all. From the most highly technical repairs to everyday oil change specials. Tires, everything, even diesels. Jody'sAuto.com. Schedule free shuttle service or pickup and delivery. Get a tire quote, get financing. Jody's Auto Service Centers, voted best of the best by our customers year after year. We're your neighbors since 1984 with 3 full-service locations in Fort Smith and Van Buren. See for yourself at JODYSauto.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine, a hot one. Highs in the mid to upper 90s. You factor in the humidity, it'll feel closer to 110. A few scattered showers and thunderstorms across the north tonight. Overnight lows in the low to mid 70s. And then a better chance of coverage of showers and storms on Wednesday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 44 days.
You know,
kind of tickles me is all these people asking these questions about how Texas always ran the conference they were in. Anyway, they're not going to run the SEC. There's a whole lot of arrogant people in a lot of places in the SEC, so they can forget all about that. They'll be a good team and a great program, and Sark will do a great job, but that's not going to be a problem.
It's a little different.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
Heard all across ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com.
Hit that line.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson, Tommy Kraft, and Chuck Barrett.
You're in need of a serious attitude adjustment, young man. You better get your priorities straight.
Produced by Christian Johnston.
In spite of the juvenile snickers of some, this is a serious matter.
Good morning, gentlemen. Let me rephrase that. You got two gentlemen. You got one ain't earned it yet, has he?
You don't need to wear a ball cap, man. You need to let those golden locks flow.
It's And we welcome you back to hour number 2 of the Morning Rush, live from Radio Row SEC Media Days in the heart of Texas. Dallas, to be exact. Globe Life Park has the All-Star game tonight. Might make our way over that. Actually, no, we won't. Not a chance.
Not a chance.
Not a chance. The Home Run Derby was last night. We'll come back to that at some point. Well, the national anthem was more of the story. But to kick off this hour, we've got Tyler McComas, who does radio all over Oklahoma. Excited to chat with him. Britt Venables up to the podium today, his first SEC Media Days, and we'll do that in just one sec.
Quick word for APAC Arcola. They have immediate openings in Boone, Marion, Baxter County, Benton, and Washington counties. So if you're listening on 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home area, if you're listening on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, they have a job nearby for that would probably fit your skills. If you're an over-the-road trucker and you're tired of being gone 7, 8, 10, 15 days at a time. You want to be home at night. Maybe your family situation's changed. They're looking for licensed CDL drivers right now to join their team. Experience at a quarry, diesel mechanics, electricians. I mean, the list goes on and on. Here's what you do. Go to jobs.crh.com. Jobs.crh.com. You can see all the job listings there. Great pay, benefits, retirement, profit sharing. I mean, they roll it out for their employees. Jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola is an equal opportunity employer.
All right. The sun is out.
Oh, boy, is it.
So we're going to play this Beatles song as we bring Tyler in this morning with Here Come the Sun.
Yeah.
Guys, it's a beautiful morning here in Dallas, Texas. I know people in Oklahoma are excited about Britt Venables coming to the podium. One of the things, Tyler, we were talking about on Sunday is when Arkansas will travel for basketball and baseball. Of course, it's going to be fun in 3 or 4 years whenever they make the trip to Norman, assuming that happens. But basketball and baseball, it's going to be pretty timely, and there's going to be a lot of Arkansas fans that make that trek.
Hang on. We got to put a quarter in your microphone.
There we go.
I don't doubt it because, Ty, you and I were both at the OU Arkansas basketball games in Tulsa, which is kind of the middle ground for both schools. And what would you say, that Arkansas kind of routinely had 80-20, the crowd split that's there? Arkansas just
we seem to have one less about every time, though. Something happened to our coach at the end of the
2 out of 3 times he's gotten thrown out. 2 out of the past 3 times he's got thrown out there. Now
That's
you bring him out to the West Coast.
Yeah.
So both of our programs hate someone that's currently at USC. So that's fantastic. No, but the baseball support is getting better. The basketball support is only there if they're really good and exciting to watch. So, yeah, football, they support it like crazy. Softball, they support it better than anyone in the country. But basketball, baseball's got a way to go for sure.
Well, listen, I don't want to be ugly, but let's just get this out of the way. Lloyd Nobles it's not up to SEC standards. That's as nice as I can be. What are they going to do about that?
You're being way too nice.
I know. I don't know
it's
you that
well. It's a bomb
well.
shelter is all it is. I mean, that's what it is.
It's a dump.
It's
going to be easily the worst basketball facility in the SEC, and it won't be close.
You know what? Normally, if you talk about someone's stadium or an arena to an opposing fan base, they get mad, right?
Yeah, I didn't want you to come across the table.
OU fans will like you. I mean, Tommy, I don't know how they feel about you right now or how you feel about them.
I don't.
But OU fans will be like, I like this Tommy Kraft guy. He's talking bad about the LNC. Yeah, they're trying to get a new arena. They're trying to with an entire entertainment district around it. That's currently the goal. I don't know if that'll happen in Norman. Maybe it could happen outside of Norman potentially, but they're trying to remedy that.
They'll spend the money on urinals at the football stadium and get rid of the troughs. They're not going to spend it on basketball over there.
Now, you referenced softball. I think that maybe the most underrated part of Oklahoma joining, and I say underrated, they won 4 straight, but like when they come to Bogle Park for the first time, that game's going to be nuts.
It's their best program, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yes.
Without question.
I mean, and OU's been a good athletic program since 2000, but it was brought up to me recently. What is the entire OU athletic program, if not for college softball recently? Now, they've won men's and women's gymnastics championships, but, guys, people are starved for a football title. It's the longest drought currently in between national championships that Oklahoma has experienced before. So they're starved for it, and softball is really they've won a ton of titles since 2000. You mentioned the 4 straight there, so – yeah, you'll see OU go on the road to Iowa State. You'll see OU go on the road to, like, Louisiana Lafayette and places to where normally they just want softball fans to show up. You don't pay any admission. Just show up to the game.
Yeah.
When Oklahoma comes to town, they actually charge admission, and they're still standing room only in a crazy crowds.
We're talking with, again, Tyler McComas, who, by the way, Tommy, also hosts a program called The Rush, so we're kind of in kin this morning. Tyler, we were talking about records before the show, and he knows this. I'm very high on Texas, low on Oklahoma. I think they're probably in that 7-5 range. I don't see them being able to navigate the SEC as quick as some. Give me a rebuttal of sorts that why Oklahoma will be better than I perceive them to be in 2024.
Because, and I know this is going to sound crazy, I think they have a chance to be a top 3 defense in the SEC. And that's no disrespect to the new conference. It's not the new guy walking in saying, this is Oklahoma. They're immediately. They've built this defense. And also, guys, that should be the case. Why did you hire Brent Venables if you didn't think by year 3 you were going to be really good on defense? And that's where they're at. And I don't think that the defense is going to be really good this year, Ty, because I like the starting 11. The starting 11 that they're going to throw out there in game 1, it's really about the depth and the 2 deep that they have. They're really good at linebacker, led by Danny Stutzman, who's got a chance to be an all-SEC player. He was an All-American. Perkins never heard of him, but the secondary's good. The defensive line, they're better than they've been in a while. They got Dominic Williams, the big transfer portal ad. They got their first 5-star interior defensive lineman in a long time. They've got another one, his IMG teammate, Jaden Jackson, who's a 4-star that was awesome in the spring. So they still
What about that Woolard kid from Miami?
Caden Woolard. Yeah,
Woolard.
I mean, a defensive end. But there's competition to see if he's going to start. The pass rush has got to be a little bit more consistent. Not that it was bad last year. But my rebuttal, Ty, would be that this is going to be the best defense that OU's had in over a decade. And I know the bar for that hasn't been extremely high recently, but if people expect Oklahoma just to be a program that is a high-flying offense, scoring 40 points a game, but they're giving 40 points up as easily, that's not the case with Oklahoma anymore. Not that they're not capable on offense, they are, but this is a program that is defensively led. And again, that's why you hired Brent Venables. Mm-hmm. He's one of the most accomplished defensive coordinators in all of college football that we've seen. This is why you hired him, and this is what this team looks like. It was led by its defense last year, and I think absolutely it will be led by its defense this year.
All right, so quarterback's Jackson Arnold, sophomore kid. Tell us about him, and is he ready to fit? Because to me, where I think Ty may be on the right side is, OU hadn't faced the defensive lines that they're going to see week in, week out. They might get 1 or 2 a year in the Big 12. Now it's every week. Can Jackson Arnold handle what's coming across the board? Maybe not from Arkansas when they eventually play, but when you start playing the Georgias and the Alabamas of this league, the LSUs, they got some grown men up there.
I don't question just the overall ceiling and the overall talent level of Jackson Arnold. For what you need him to be this year, to be a 9-10 win team, I think he's that type of talent. The arm strength that he has, I mean, the dude really throws the deep ball well, and I think that you're going to see that this year with this OU offense. I think his ability to be mobile and run around a bit and make plays, he's not a run-first type of guy, but he's really athletic. And some of the throws that he made in the Alamo Bowl, and I know they had 3 interceptions in the Alamo Bowl. It was his first start, and I think 2 of those picks were on the first 3-4 drives of the game. It happened, so I know that you can't take that away from the game, but if you take away the first 4 drives of his first start ever, it's pretty good after that. And you saw him make some high-level throws. But the question to me, Tommy, is can the offensive line protect him? Because when people talk about question marks in the SEC, for all teams, it feels like OU's offensive line. I hear more about that than most other weaknesses in the conference.
And you got a left tackle out of Florida, the Tarquin kid, or is that how you say
Michael
it?
Tarquin? Yeah.
He's got some SEC experience. He's going to be one of 3 new offensive linemen that are projected to start for OU.
You're going to be new basically all across the board. Fabechi Wiwu is from North Texas. You got Branson Hickman from SMU.
That's a big get.
I think that was a big get because they had an injury at center in the spring. I think their starting 5 on the offensive line can be good, can be solid. I don't know how much depth they have there, guys. So all of that to say, it goes back to Jackson Arnold. I think the talent level of Jackson Arnold's there. He was a 5-star for a reason, and the natural ability, like he's got a chance to be a really good player. But how good of a player is he going to be if they can't protect him this year, and they don't have a consistent run game?
So what about the wide receivers?
Excellent. That's the strength of their offense. Deion Burks, the transfer from Purdue, I'm sure you guys know about him.
Oh, yeah.
He's a star. Nick Anderson, who caught the game-winning touchdown pass against Texas last year, he's going into his 3rd year. Really good player. Brennan Thompson, whose transfer from Texas a couple of years ago, is going to be probably the fastest guy they have on the team, and all you really want is him to run straight about 9 or 10 times a game so you can throw it to him deep. It's the strength of the offense, and I think OU's wide receiver core could be one of the best in the SEC. So that'll help out a young quarterback for sure. And, man, they got a lot of speed and athleticism there.
Yeah. It's been, I don't know, what year was that, 2002? Alabama came to Norman. I was at that game. I mean, as big time an atmosphere as you're going to get, particularly close to 25 years ago. So this won't be the first time that, OU and Norman has hosted major college football events and teams of this caliber. They've done it frequently. They always have a great non-conference opponent seemingly on the schedule. So I think the fans are going to, as far as what the show that will be put on Saturdays, I don't think OU's going to have any problem there.
So put yourself in the shoes of just a normal college football fan here. And season tickets aren't cheap anywhere, and they're certainly not cheap at Oklahoma. So you tell me which 2-year stretch of home conference games you'd rather have. Here's what OU's had the last 2 years. Kansas State, Kansas, Baylor, Oklahoma State, Iowa State, UCF, West Virginia, TCU. Those are their home conference games the last 2 years.
Okay.
And by the way, a lot of those games are at 11 a.m. Your next 2 years, Tennessee, Alabama, South Carolina, LSU, Auburn, Ole Miss,
who's who?
Missouri. What would you rather pay for? So I think at times
pay more for.
I think at times the fan base has been critical of itself, that maybe the home atmospheres haven't been what it needs to be. Well, you've been playing a bunch of crap opponents at terrible kickoff times.
Yeah.
So I truly believe whatever the best version of a home game at Oklahoma is going to be, you're about to see it because the games are about to be a lot better. You're about to have better kickoff times, and everyone understands the importance of what home field advantage really means in the SEC and how important it is.
I think one of the really cool things that has come out of this expansion in Texas and OU is this announcement of game times well in advance of the season, at least by day part. You're going to be in a flex game, afternoon game, evening game. Hey, you're at 11 a.m. I think that's great for the fans, and if Texas and OU is part of the reason, then more. Thank you for being a part of that.
Nobody was happier than OU because 11 a.m. games, it's just such a sore subject for the fan base. OU played 12 regular season games last year.
But that's the prime time in the old league.
7 11 a.m. games, guys. 7 out of your 12 games. And yeah, sure, Fox will tell you, well, hey, we put it there for a reason. Like, this is, you get a lot of ratings here. Oklahoma's not a small-time football program. You feel like a small-time football program when over half of your games are at 11 a.m.
Yeah, that would be frustrating to me as well. Again, we're talking with Tyler McComas. He's the host of The Ref across Norman and Tulsa with us this morning. Tyler, we've talked college football for about 15 minutes with you. I do want to ask you about Oklahoma City and Jalen Williams and Isaiah Joe, 2 guys that are Arkansas fellas, and Isaiah just signed that 4-year, $48 million contract in the offseason. I've heard Tommy about this, and I agree. I didn't think the NBA would work in Oklahoma. Sure enough, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, that little stint. Now they got some young guys now. What have you thought about those two Arkansas players that have been a huge part of this team in the young building process?
So they're a part of this nucleus, but it's pretty cool to see because OKC was bad for a few years.
Yeah,
and
terrible.
interest really dropped. You know, I'm sure you guys hear about Loud City. It's one of the toughest playoff environments in all in the NBA. And OKC, when they're really good especially, has always had this more of a college feel to it versus NBA. You'd like to get that college feel to Lloyd Noble Center and Gallagher-Iba Arena and across the state of Oklahoma. But they are a part of a nucleus, Ty, that is beloved to kind of how that Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden era was in OKC when OKC first really got good and they got it going. Like that was kind of a core group that everyone around the city really rallied around. And those guys are a part of that. Like this is a team that, will they win an NBA championship? I don't know. I mean, we'll see. They were 1 seed last year. They'll have a good chance to be that again. But, man, you talk about two beloved players in a group that everyone just loves, ready to support for the coming years. It's pretty awesome.
You mentioned Gallagher-Iba. Right next to Gallagher-Iba's Boone Pickens Stadium. I mean, they're literally deadlocked next to each other. Arkansas's got its second game of the season against Mike Gundy, who made some interesting comments last week at Big 12 Media Days. What can you tell our audience about what Oklahoma State brings into that the second game of the season for the Hogs?
Well, you guys know about Ollie Gordon. I don't really have to tell you much there.
Heard he's going to play.
He's going to play all right. So run game will be solid for Oklahoma State. Alan Bowman, who I think he's probably 38 years old now, going to be their starting quarterback. They've got good receiver play. Rashad Owens is a nice player, and Oklahoma State's had good receiver play for a while. So that's what to expect from Oklahoma State. They're going to run the rock. They're going to try to get it in favorable passing situations and throw the ball downfield. And they got a couple of nice defenders this year as well. Nick Martin, one of those guys. I don't think that this is going to be some banner Oklahoma State defense, but that's a big game for Oklahoma State. That feels like that's a really big game for Arkansas earlier in the year. I don't know if you guys look at that as one of the more important games on the schedule for Arkansas, just kind of where it's at on the schedule.
I do.
But will Oklahoma State be better than a year ago? I think they could be slightly better than a year ago. Their odds, they don't have the best odds to win the Big 12. You're going to see that with Utah. You're going to see that with Kansas State. And then you're talking about kind of Oklahoma State after the fact on that. But Oklahoma State will be they'll be a solid football team.
I think it's a huge game for Sam Pittman. He's already had a couple of high-level in-state recruits commit elsewhere, including Oklahoma.
Yeah, too.
And if it goes sour early in the year, the 25 and 26 classes are a little more loaded. So I think it's a big game for Sam Pittman to gain some momentum, particularly from a recruiting standpoint.
Yeah, Omarion Robinson and Marcus Wimberly, I'm sure that hasn't set well with Hog fans.
It's not been good for Sam at all.
But those two players are, excellent. Omarion Robinson is a fringe top 100 player. I think Marcus Wimberly is severely underrated.
Yeah. So win there and don't want to get greedy and say and a win at Auburn and being 4-0 would go a long ways, but it obviously would go a long ways. But you got to win one in my mind, you got to win one of those two games. And you can't look like crap in both. And that's Oklahoma State and Auburn, and you better win the other two non-conference games that are around those as well.
I mean, hey, I hope Arkansas has a good year. The one game on Arkansas' schedule that I care about, and I don't know if I'll be doing the hog call during it or anything, but just go ahead and go beat Texas again.
Yeah.
Just no big deal.
We all agree on that.
Just go beat Texas again. And you know what I love is that this is only day 2, but I feel like I've already heard a lot here at SEC Media.
I think they're the most hated fan base, hated university in all of college athletics. And here's why I think that. We're not wild about Alabama, but we respect them. We kind of get along. LSU, we can find some common ground somewhere. Auburn. There's a lot of teams, but I don't know any fan base anywhere that likes Texas, that can find common ground with Texas on anything. I think they're the most hated college brand across the board because I don't know anybody that's not a Texas fan that I'm okay with Texas. Don't know one.
I've said this before, but when they were handing out rivals, when we first started to play the sport, OU got the best draw for a rival. Because, like you said, easily hateable, easily triggered as well. I mean, who else has an issue with their hand sign like the University of Texas does?
Worse than the middle finger.
And, for what they're built up to be as a football program, it's not really reality.
Yeah.
I mean, they had some great runs in the late 60s, early 70s, which Arkansas was a part of a lot of those big games, of course, but just not a whole lot of substance to the extreme hype that happens every single year. So Oklahoma got a good draw there. Just easily hateable team, easy to make fun of.
Couldn't think of a better way to end our conversation. Again, Tyler McComas does a radio across Norman and Tulsa for the refs, host of The Rush, kind of like our show. Tyler, we appreciate you jumping on with us, man, and I'm curious to see what Brent Venables says later on today.
He took a shot last year at Dion and Mario Cristobal at Big 12 Media Day, so.
Just like witches at Black Master.
All right, Tyler, thank you. We're live on Radio Row, SEC Media Days, brought to you by our friends at Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. Hey, if you're looking for financing options to build your dream home or maybe rehab and spruce up your existing home, Farm Credit can help you with that. Go to myaglender.com. That's myaglender.com and see all of the options that are available to you. Or better yet, stop in any of their 25 locations and visit with their team at Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. Get started on building more family memories. Go to myaglender.com. That's myaglender.com.
All right, we got our Morning Rush Daily Question, and we're going to talk to Bruce Dan coming up as we're live from Radio Row here at SEC Media Day.
All of our coverage presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, by WT Equipment. Go to WTEquip.com, your partner in progress, and by the Limbird Real Estate Group, serving all of Northwest Arkansas, Missouri, and the River Valley. For all your real estate needs, go to LimbirdTeam.com.
All right, stay with us here on a Bandwagon Tuesday.
ESPN Arkansas is kicking off college football live from Radio Row in Dallas, Texas at SEC Media Days. Our shows provide insight on player and coach interviews, including special moments throughout the entire week. Make sure to tune in to the Morning Rush, Halftime, and Ruskin and Zach to get this unique coverage presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback, WT Equipment, and Limbird Real Estate Group.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is the Morning Rush.
We got to show them we are the University of Arkansas.
The first thing people notice when they drive up to your home or walk in any room of your house is the color. If you're looking for the perfect color and the perfect paint, you'll find it at the Paint Store in Van Buren. Hi, Tommy Kraft here. The Paint Store in Van Buren gives you hometown service from people who know what they're talking about. You don't have to chase them down to get help at the Paint Store. They're always there to help you get that perfect color and that perfect match for your project. If you're looking for the perfect paint color, it's at the Paint Store, 1414 Fayetteville Road in Van Buren.
For adventures await you at Adventure, Oklahoma at Auto Finders Highway 64 in Roland. Introducing Segway UTVs. Fear no plates with high-tech power sports from Segway. See the lineup of CF Moto and Arctic Cat 2 at Adventure, Oklahoma at Auto Finders. You say you want something a little wetter? Well, think summer on a G3 boat or Suncatcher pontoon boat. Financing available all ATVs and boats. Get your summer adventure started today at Adventure, Oklahoma at Auto Finders Highway 64 Roland. See autofindersok.com.
Clogs? Nobody wants a clog. West Ark Plumbing knows that clogs are a serious issue. They can signal that bigger problems are on the way. So contact West Ark Plumbing while the problem is small. Slow shower and sink drains, gurgling toilets, and outside cleanouts making a mess? Call 479-646-5151 today. West Ark Plumbing and expert drain cleaning since 1993. They keep you flowing. If you have slow drains or high water bills, call West Ark Plumbing and expert drain cleaning service. 646-5151.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
There's more to a tractor than just horsepower. A tractor also needs weight to get that horsepower to the ground. With TYM, a heavier tractor comes standard. Many of the TYM models weigh more for the horsepower than comparable tractors from the big names, and tractors that weigh more do more. See Bush Tractor at their new location at 6100 South Zero in Fort Smith, or log on to bushtractor.com to see how they can upgrade your productivity.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Missing or broken teeth? Sharp Smiles wants you to start chewing again with dental implants. Scared of the dentist? Sharp Smiles will help you overcome your fear. Big dental problems? Sharp Smiles Modern Dentistry and Implants is your answer to your dental needs and services, where your smile is top priority. Get the smile you have always wanted from the friendly faces at Sharp Smiles, 2600 Market Trace, Suite B, off Jenny Lind across from Harps. For more information, visit the website at sharpsmilesdds.com or call 648-9988.
Before you buy that next car or truck, stop by Broadway Motors in Van Buren. The best of the best for 2 straight years. Michael and his team offer the best prices on the best quality pre-owned vehicles in the River Valley. They invite you to stop by and check it out for yourself. Or if you prefer to check out their inventory online or even do your financing online. Michael has built his reputation as a husband, father, and owner-operator since 2006. Broadway Motors, 806 Broadway in Van Buren, or online at BroadwayMotorsAR.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. It's time for the Morning Rush Daily Question.
Your Honor, I'd like to ask for a recess. I'd like an answer to the question, Judge.
The court will wait for an answer.
All right, we're live from Radio Row at SEC Media Days. Hopefully going to get a chance. Bruce Stanton is in Orlando this morning. Hopefully get a chance to get connected with him. If not, we'll roll on. We'll talk a little Greg Sankey and Lane Kiffin. But for now, we'll do our Morning Rush Daily Question.
All-Star game tonight. Crosstown, Arlington, Texas. How hyped are you for the All-Star? I know we're not the biggest Major League Baseball fans, and I've stated many times that my Razorback baseball fandom has really kind of pruned my baseball watching time. I used to watch the Cardinals and the Braves when I was a kid, but even the All-Star game, does it pique your interest enough tonight that, hey, this is appointment TV for you? Is the All-Star, that's the question, is the All-Star game appointment TV for you tonight?
No. As Phil Elson has taught me, it's not I could care less, it's I couldn't care less. This is not something that will even, approach something I have to watch. I'm going to go to the media event, whatever that is, probably play some cornhole, eat some food, drink some alcoholic beverages, and then go to bed and not watch a second of the All-Star game tonight. And be perfectly content tomorrow morning.
Probably treetop it, but I remember when this was must-see TV for me, and it's not. It's across town, and I said earlier, I figured out the one way I would go. If Jerry Jones would send the helicopter over here, pick me up, carry me over there, and carry me back, I might get in on that deal. But otherwise, I'm what are we, 30 minutes from it? Maybe more than that in Dallas traffic, but we're not far. And had a free ticket. I'd rather watch on TV. So I will watch. There's a lot of things going on around the country, news, and there ain't a lot in sports right now. So there's other things to take hold of. But being in Dallas, it's got a major college football event here. You got the All-Star game. That's the difference in the big cities like Dallas and other places. So that's your Morning Rush Daily Question. Is the All-Star game appointment television for you tonight? It's brought to you by Wheels RV, 5 miles west of Exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Great brands like Grand Design, Forest Ridge. They got the Brinkley Model Zs that are there as well, and you can try those out with a lifetime warranty that comes with every new RV they sell with Wheels RV. 5 miles west of Exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with our friends at Wheels RV.
Bruce is in the Sunshine State this morning in Orlando. Bruce, you got a convention down there or what, man?
Yes, sir. We got the American Sport Fishing Association's annual trade show. There'll be about 12,000 people here buying and selling fishing products. So come on down to see us, Orange County Convention Center, International Drive, Orlando.
Yeah, I've been to that. My daughter recently had back in May a cheer competition. We've been there a couple of times for some national cheer events. I've been on the stump this week that Orlando should become one of the future spots for SEC Media Days. It's got the hotels, it's got the convention space, it's easily accessible. Bruce, I think Orlando would be a great hub for SEC Football Media Days somewhere down the road.
Well, I mean, if you want a bunch of people around in the summer, it's definitely a spot. I think getting places where there's not a lot of tourists would probably be more fun, but no, it's a draw. I mean, you eat any kind of food you want here, stay in nice hotels. It's a big tourist convention draw, no doubt.
Yeah. And I would think with the SEC's business partnership, business relation with ABC Disney, there could be some neat events set up for the players that come, the coaches that attend, for the attendees. I just think Orlando would be a good spot. You can get there basically from anywhere in the country with one connection.
Yeah, I think we should put Ty at the Wilderness Resort next to 3 sets of twins in the next room that are bouncing on the beds all night. That'd be a good place to stay.
Well, the flight that I took to Tampa, Bruce, there was a screaming child in the back. Is there anything worse, guys, than a screaming child on the plane directly behind you, like directly behind my seat?
Well, when it's your child, it's terrible.
It's worse.
And the older you get, like when you don't have kids at home anymore, that stuff, I don't know why, it just seems to bother. It bothers me now. It didn't bother me 30 years ago, but now you hear that stuff a little louder, and you just want to.
It'd be fun. Be fun, Atlanta. I would imagine you would like to be here with us this morning. Josh Heupel and his crew will be in here a little bit later this morning. Cooper Mays is going to be one of the featured players with Tennessee. What do you think we'll hear from Josh Heupel today with the Tennessee Volunteers?
Well, Coach Heupel's probably going to talk about his defense a little bit. He's got the number one edge rusher possibly in the country, and James Pierce. Y'all were talking about the video games earlier. He got a 95 rating, number one edge rusher in the game. So that's pretty cool. I don't even play video games, but I know that. So, he left Nico at home, coming off his freshman season, did get to start in the bowl game. But, deferring to upperclassmen, which I think a good coach should do. Just going to talk about giving up less than 5 yards a play last year on his defense, which is the first time since 2009 Tennessee's done that. So, seeing some improvement on defense and, offense. You got Squirrel White and Brew McCoy back. You got Basil transferring in from Tulane, one of their better receivers. So you got Lyman transferring in from LSU, Hurd, who was on the all-freshman team last year. So, a lot of positive things to talk about on offense and defense for Heupel today.
We were I took in this SEC storied Saturday Night Lights thing last night, Bruce, and there were several references to Peyton Manning, T. Martin. You had Archie, of course, but you would have loved it. It really gave a backdrop of what the SEC football was like, starting out on Saturday nights and growing the sport with ABC and NBC and CBS as well.
Yeah, I mean, anything talks about the '98 season with T. Martin and winning the championship, I'm usually a sucker for that, so I'd have probably enjoyed that.
Well, so Greg Sankey also spoke yesterday. Tommy referenced, again, Heupel going on today, and I wonder your vantage point with you being down in the Sunshine State. Florida State, Clemson, the possibility of them joining the Big 12. Sankey's already been outspoken on them focusing on the 16. That's what he's saying publicly. What do you think behind closed doors he's having conversation with his leaders about Florida State and Clemson potentially becoming Big 12 members?
I mean, just thinking about it practically, what would Florida State and Clemson really bring to the table? You're not going to get any more TV audience. You've already got, state schools in those two states with South Carolina and Florida. From an all sports perspective, I mean, Florida State might add a little bit, Clemson might add a little bit, but I don't know. I think he's playing it right. stick with 16. You got Texas and OU coming in. Let's see what this looks like and how the ESPN ratings go now that, you know, the league has gone away from CBS. Just, you know, see what this looks like for a few years. See if you get 3 teams in the playoff this year.
Maybe you keep your powder dry. If Clemson and Florida State go over there, the ACC will begin to unravel and fall apart. And, you know, you've got all the football brand power you need. Maybe if the ACC starts to come apart, you consider North Carolina and Duke for the basketball branding they would bring in. You know, the guys in bow ties love the academic side of it, and Duke would certainly elevate your academic standards in the conference. Fans don't care about that, but administrators do. So I think if you keep your powder dry and if you have an appetite to expand, I might look at North Carolina and Duke. You add another state, and plus you elevate your basketball brand power as a conference.
Yeah, I think you're commissioner material, Tommy. I mean, you should consider that. But
I'm available for what they
need. You want the salary. You need something in the SEC in North Carolina besides the SEC network. You need North Carolina, and you know Duke would be a good play for basketball, the academic institution, and you know give Vanderbilt something to look forward to during football, a like-minded institution.
Yeah, I'm just not sure how much appetite there is to grow the league and divide the big revenue pie right now, particularly with revenue sharing that's on the horizon. Hey, it's warm. We're going to get a little cooler weather. That cool front moving through Arkansas. It's going to be cooler later in the week. If you're fishing after the front moves through, what's the best way to go about it this weekend?
Well, I tell you, I spent a few days with my sales manager, Chad Van Kooten, on the Washita River last week. We did the Pine Ridge to Shirley Creek float and caught a lot of smallmouth on yum dingers. We were using the 3-incher and wacky rigging them, and used the 4-incher on a jig head. But the water's going to be clearing up. You know, that hurricane that came through dropped a lot of water. We had high water, so you could float some of these areas where normally you can't in the summer. The water was still a little stained. I think this week you'll be able to throw tiny torpedoes, rebel pop-ars, booyah boss pops. You'll be able to catch a lot of topwater fish on your floats. But it's a great time to get on a float like the Washita River, Kings River. You get in the water, wait a little bit, cool off. And with these cloudier days and cooler temperatures, it's not up in the high 90s. It's in the high 80s instead. You know, it makes a 6-7 hour float a little more bearable. So that'd be my tip this week.
More bearable than these Texas people that are down here?
You know, anything's more bearable than Texas
I should
people.
say long. It's not Texas. It's Longhorn people. I should be more specific.
Go eat their barbecue and stay away from national anthems at the Texas Rangers ballpark.
Yeesh.
Yeah. Yeesh.
Well, enjoy Orlando, and we'll see you back in the great state of Arkansas when we reconvene you next Tuesday with you.
All right, guys. Have fun down there.
All right. Our buddy Bruce Stanton with Pradco Fishing. He's in Orlando at one of the big trade shows. We're in Dallas this morning. Our coverage presented by the Stadium Shop, WT Equipment, and by the Limbird Real Estate Group. As if you're watching on the live stream, you can see it for yourself. And if you're not, you should be. The sun has come up, and when I say right in the eyes, it is we're staring it right in the face again.
Yeah, we were both too lazy to go get our sunglasses out of the car, so we have
much.
only ourselves to blame.
Yeah. Hey, Bruce was talking about fishing. I was talking to Clay yesterday about he was driving back, and we were talking about kind of how fishing's been on the White River lately. Gaston's can always give you the great experience that you're looking for on the White River. They're expert guides, fish every day on the White River. And I think if you're not aware, for those that are, you know what I'm talking about. The trout fishing in the White River is the premier trout stream in North America. I mean, we're not talking about just go out and hope to catch some fish. You're going to catch trophy rainbows and browns, and you may get a brookie and a cutthroat as the day goes along as well, but you're going to catch fish when you go to Gaston's. They have the guides to do it. They got the perfect location below the Bull Shoals Dam, and it's one of the best trout streams in all of North America. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time.
Listen to every Razorback football game this season right here. HitThatLine.com.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is the Morning Rush.
The nation is going to be talking about Arkansas.
Are you looking for a great deal on a previously owned vehicle but want to avoid high-pressure sales? If so, you need to visit Edwards Auto Sales in Roland. For over 30 years, Ernie Edwards and his staff have helped folks from Arkansas and Oklahoma River Valley buy a quality vehicle and offer a buy here, pay here program as part of their services. Some restrictions may apply. Come visit Edwards Auto Center newly remodeled facility, 3 miles west of the Garrison Bridge, the first car dealer on your right, or log on at edwardsautosalesinc.com.
Summertime in Arkansas means pond and creek fishing, and nothing catches bass and bluegill in a pond like a Rebel crickhopper. You can twitch it, pop it, walk it, and swim it. It's the ultralight fishing lure that looks and acts like a real grasshopper. The crickhopper works great in tandem with light spinning rods and reels with 4 or 6 pound fishing line. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle shops everywhere. The Rebel crickhopper.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
This ad is for the paint store in Van Buren. I doubt you thought paint was anything like football, right? So for football, you need a team. For painting, you might need a primer, the perfect color, maybe a top coat, and bug juice to keep the spiders and bugs away, right? So it takes a team of products to make the winning paint job. The right place for that is in Van Buren at the paint store, and the right place for certified grass-fed beef from M&M Farms in Rudy. That's right, all at 1414 Fayetteville Road in Van Buren.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit gopaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal price check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Stop by the Golf Nut today and check out the full line of lab putters featuring Lie-Angle balanced technology. Lab putters were used by 14% of professionals in the 2024 Masters Tournament. All models of the new Scotty Cameron Phantom putters are in stock, including the longer 38-inch model. Come discover the biggest selection of name brand clubs, apparel, and accessories in the region. The Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue, your #1 golf shop for over 30 years.
If you knew all that Jody's Auto Service Centers can do for your vehicle and you'd never take your vehicle anywhere else. My fleet is small, 14 trucks and cars. It's a struggle every day with parts, employees, and scheduling, but one thing I never worry about is vehicles. Jody's has special fleet pricing, special in and out service, or free shuttle and pickup and delivery service. And they do everything, service, repair, and maintenance. That makes my life much easier. All my vehicles go to Jody's. Latest technology and highly trained technicians means we could do it all. From the most highly technical repairs to everyday oil change specials, tires, everything, even diesels. Jody'sAuto.com schedule free shuttle service or pickup and delivery. Get a tire quote, get financing. Jody's Auto Service Centers, voted best of the best by our customers year after year. We're your neighbors since 1984 with 3 full-service locations in Fort Smith and Van Buren. See for yourself at JODYSauto.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Arkansas football. It's the players running through the A. Hog hats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey.
Yes, sir.
Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
season.
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
All right, I have some good and bad news for you this morning. The good news is that you had 5 Arkansas players drafted yesterday. The bad news is that Tommy can't find any salt for his watermelon in there. I will give the media meals have been good thus far. Good food trucks last night, good lunch yesterday. They had chocolate milk for a snack, which was exemplary.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was great. It was I love chocolate milk. But yeah, no salt for your watermelon, man.
Yep, they
get through it.
I've done well so far this week. I've been trying to watch what I've been eating, and just had fruit this morning. Watermelon. The watermelon is Cave City, Hope, Arkansas level. It is.
Wow.
The slices I've had have been very good.
That good. Well, Arkansas has had a good draft thus far, including Blake McLaughlin, who got picked yesterday.
Arizona selects Ben McLaughlin, a third baseman from the University of Arkansas.
Arkansas is really going to have to figure out what they're going to do with their roster moving forward. Ben McLaughlin, another one off of the boards here. Fayetteville Regional.
Hey, again, a lot of guys drafted. I have a friend named Blake McLaughlin.
Is that seriously an AI voice?
Ben McLaughlin. Yes. Yeah. I am Arizona.
They can't hire somebody to just announce the names?
I guess not. I don't know why. It sounds like an AI voice, or it's just someone that was not blessed by God with a voice. But again, Ben McLaughlin, 9th round along to the Diamondbacks. You also had Jared Sprade-Lott, who goes in the 9th to Oakland, soon to be non-Oakland Athletics. Hudson White.
We got a couple years.
Yeah, Hudson White to Boston, Mason Molina to Milwaukee in the 7th round, then Peyton Stovall going in the 4th round to the Cincinnati Reds. And Hagan drafted 5th overall to Chicago White Sox, so it's 6 Razorbacks drafted thus far. That are Razorbacks. You pointed out earlier, you had a high school kid that was committed. We'll see what I don't know if he's made a decision.
Would you say he's 51st?
I think it was in the 50s, if I remember that right. Yeah.
I don't know what the slot value there is, but probably, I don't know, and who knows what he's looking for. But that sounds like you got a good chance maybe to get him.
You retained some basketball staff members. Ronnie Brewer, I know people were most excited about. He is going to be the director of student athlete development, and then Riley Hall, who's been with the program for over a decade, is the director of basketball ops continuing on. I know a lot of people were excited for both those guys. I have a relationship that dates back for a while with Riley, and then Ronnie has been with us in some capacity here on ESPN Arkansas, so excited to see him. And again, Fayetteville's own, Razorbacks own, and glad he's staying on staff.
Sounds like they've had about a 100-day job interview. I mean, it sounds like they've had a chance to prove themselves, and they passed the test, and they got the job because, I don't know when this decision was made. We went into a new fiscal year, so I would imagine their contract was decided upon somewhere around the 1st of this month. They may have known this and just made it public, but the reality is they probably were spending the last 90, 100 days proving themselves to John Calipari that they deserve a spot on this staff.
Yep. All right, continue on here in your Hog Update. A little shakeup within Arkansas Edge. Kyle May is taking over as the new director, and they've added Alex Harper as the director of corporate sponsorships, plus Emma Janes is the membership and communications coordinator as well. Tommy, we pointed out Chris Bauer's not been let go or anything like that. He's taking not a leave of absence, but a step back into a different role because of personal reasons.
It was very vague, but cited personal reasons. This is the third wave of leadership with some kind of collective, their EDGE program, but really the outreach program to try to raise money through business and individual connections. And they need stability, but they need traction. But to get traction, you need wins. And you also don't need 20% inflation where people don't have the disposable income they once did. To ask common fans to pay $50 or $100 a month right now, which is part of what they're trying to accomplish, is hard to do when you're not winning, number one. Number two, disposable income is very tight if it exists at all for most households in Arkansas.
Here's my thought on this. I don't care who's working behind the scenes and handling the financials and doing kind of the nitty-gritty stuff, but the best person I think that needs to be the face of the organization is someone that all Arkansas fans are familiar with. I've thought that, and they still haven't done that. Again, you can have different people with business backgrounds that are much smarter with the forward-thinking ideas that you have to have with the way college athletics is, but the face of this organization has to be someone that's well known, and they haven't gone there.
So why do you think
far.
no one has taken that on?
I don't know if they haven't been asked, if there's not interest.
Or do you want to sign up and put your name and your brand and your face to something that maybe doesn't have great odds of succeeding in a way that it can move down the tracks for multiple years? You got to be careful what you attach your name to when you're a known brand.
Yeah, that's true.
So that might. I don't know. I don't know. You pose a good question. I don't know the answer, but I know there's challenges on and off the field with this.
Oh, it's not black
and
and
it's
white.
not just they haven't hired the right people. There's challenges in the economy. There's challenges with a lack of wins. We could go on for the rest of the show about the problems that you've got to overcome, but somehow you got to make it happen. And they give them credit, give the university credit for willingness to make change when things aren't going to the level you need them to go to in a reasonable time frame.
Last thing I know, Zach Arns is happy about Isaiah Seeley, Springdale High School, offered by the Arkansas Razorbacks, top 70, top 50 kid in the class of 2025, and a kid you'll get a chance to watch, see, and share. You might, I would guess, get a chance to ref from.
I have several times. Yeah. So great player, and the offer speaks for itself.
All right, that is your Hog Update this morning. As we're live at SEC Media Days in Dallas, and it's brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
We've got a fun conversation coming up with Tom Murphy. There's a few things that I want to discuss here with him that are involving Nick Saban, which I think you'll find entertaining. We got a chance to hear from a couple coaches yesterday, including Brian Kelly. Did you hear his Irish accent?
Yes, I sat in the room for the whole thing.
I was.
He didn't. The first time he said it, he didn't put the Irish accent on. He said the word Ireland. He said it just like we would, Ireland. And then he came back, and I guess you have the audio. And then it was Ireland. He tried to be scummy. He talked about his affinity for Ireland, being an Irish Catholic.
Well, yeah, he got asked, and I kind of thought about Nick Saban. Brian Kelly, are you ever going to talk in just a normal voice?
I'm not going to, so quit asking.
Whether it's being an LSU or Cajun country, it sounds like that he's.
And I thought about this. Nick Saban sitting in the back of the room when Coach Kelly was speaking yesterday, when Greg Sankey was speaking. When he got to that point, for what I instinctively turned around and looked back, Nick Saban was maybe 50 feet, 70 feet from where I was sitting. He was on the set of the SEC Network. He had his back turned to Brian Kelly, and everyone on the set did at that point. But I thought that was an interesting unspoken dynamic in the room, at least for part of yesterday, was here's Nick Saban, the GOAT, sitting feet away watching. And in my mind, I'd have to be thinking he's analyzing every word I'm saying up here. He's seeing right through me. It would add an element of pressure to that performance yesterday for Brian Kelly.
I would be scared. We do have, again, a couple Nick Saban stories coming up to share with Tom Murphy, who's going to join us after our Lindsay & Associates Pro Hog Update. If you want to jump in with us, you can do so at 877-377-6963.
Hey, the 52nd annual Ben Guerin Football is coming up in just a few days, July 20th and 21st at Ben Guerin. It's their biggest tournament of the year. You don't want to miss this one. They got a prize for every participant. There's only going to be 36 teams in the field, so the first 36 to sign up get those slots. Two-man teams, of course, and a four-ball. It's $200 per player. That includes your practice round on Friday, your tournament rounds on Saturday and Sunday. It will be a shotgun start both days. Tournament will be flighted based on the number of teams, and there's going to be other prizes available as well. So if you're looking for a good four-ball for you and a buddy to get into, Ben Guerin's got one coming up July 20th and the 21st, so that's just around the corner in a few days. 479-646-5301 to enter. 646-5301, Ben Guerin Golf Course. Let's go play.
Plenty to jump in with Tom Murphy again live from Radio Row. Thanks to our friends at the Stadium Shop, WT Equipment, and Lindbergh Real Estate. Hour 3 is next.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Work now, pay later with sizzling savings at WT Equipment. No money down, no interest, and no payments until 2025 on select New Holland equipment. Choose 0 for 60 or up to 10,000 cash back plus free net wrap on roll belt round balers. 0 for 72 or up to 10,000 cash back on mid-range tractors, or 0 for 72 plus an additional 2,000 cash back on a new compact. Work smarter with no money down, no interest, and no payments on your choice of the summer's hottest deals at WT Equipment, your partner in progress.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It started as a dream, and here you are. It's moving day. But wait, isn't moving supposed to be stressful? Oh, that's right. You bought your home using Weichert Realtors. Your Weichert agent guided you from start to finish to help make sure we found you your perfect place. Dream, move, home, Weichert. Call your local Weichert Realtors office today and make your move. And look for our bright yellow signs. At Weichert Realtors, we sell more because we do more. Each Weichert franchised office is independently owned and operated.
This is The Morning Rush.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center with exciting news. Backed by popular demand, state sales tax paid when you trade on our huge inventory of road-ready certified vehicles. That's right. This month, get the best used car your money can buy, road-ready certified with warranty, and get your state sales tax paid when you trade. One more reason all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, just north of Phoenix on Towson, Fort Smith.
Whether it's torque, horsepower, or just extreme work, diesel trucks do their job. But when your diesel truck needs maintenance or repair, it's time to head to Extreme Diesel. Everything from standard maintenance to extreme repairs, including injector testing. Extreme Diesel delivers. They have the tools and service for your Cummins, Duramax, or Power Stroke. You trust your truck to deliver on your needs, and you can trust your truck at Extreme Diesel, 6630 Alma Highway between Van Buren and Alma. Check them out on Facebook or give them a call at 651-3363. They're bilingual, now offering CP4 solutions for both Chevy and Ford.
What's new at Wheeler Power Sports? Short answer, a lot. All new Kawasaki Ninja 500, Z500, Eliminators, and Mule Pro diesels. New Kawasaki Ridge side-by-side is now arriving. New Polaris Expeditions and Ranger XD 1500s. New Suzuki GSX 8R. New 2024 model Polaris Slingshots, including the Roush Edition, are now in stock. Check us out online at WheelerPowersports.com or stop by and see us at downtown Fort Smith at 901 North 11th Street. Wheeler Power Sports, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Let's see. Leaky faucet Tuesday. Water flooding the yard. Better put that down for the middle of the month when the bills aren't due.
Honey, what are you doing?
Planning our plumbing problems, of course.
You can't plan our plumbing problems, but you should plan our plumber.
What do you mean?
Like all important contacts, I keep Westart Plumbing in my phone. They're always there when we need them, and they don't overcharge since they know we don't plan our plumbing problems. Here, honey, here's their number.
646-5151. Thanks, babe.
Westart Plumbing. We keep you flowing.
Summer is here and adventure is calling. Visit Southern Tire Mart for a new set of Yokohama tires to get your vehicle ready for summer travels. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let Southern Tire Mart ensure your vehicle is ready for the open road. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
And we're back with the action. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. With an irresistible taste and zero sugar, Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any sports fan. So make sure you... Wait, Jim, I didn't mean try it right now. We're still on the
air. Best Coke ever? Take a taste, Jen.
Really?
No, not right now, Jen. We got a game to call.
The tires on your vehicle go round and round, but when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive. And financing is available. Ask for details. Whatever your tire need, check out Van Alma Tires on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine, a hot one. Highs in the mid to upper 90s. You factor in the humidity, it'll feel closer to 110. A few scattered showers or thunderstorms across the north tonight, overnight lows in the low to mid 70s, and then a better chance of coverage of showers and storms on Wednesday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Green Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 44 days.
You know what kind of tickles me is all these people asking these questions about how Texas always ran the conference they were in. They're not going to run the SEC. There's a whole lot of arrogant people in a lot of places in the SEC, so they can forget all about that. They'll be a good team and a great program, and Sark will do a great job, but that's not going to be a problem.
It's a little different.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
Heard all across ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com.
Hit that line.
This is the Morning Rush with Ty Richardson, Tommy Kraft, and Chuck Barrett.
You're in need of a serious attitude adjustment, young man. You better get your priorities straight.
Produced by Christian Johnston.
In spite of the juvenile snickers of some, this is a serious matter.
Good morning, gentlemen. Let me rephrase that. You got two gentlemen. You got one ain't earned it yet, has he?
You don't need to wear a ball cap, man. You need to let those golden locks flow.
It's
All right, it is hour number 3 of the Morning Rush live from Radio Row. And the good thing about being here in Dallas is we get to talk to Tom Murphy in person. We've got a couple stories from last night and from yesterday that we want to share with you for the first time this morning. Tom will be able to detail them much better than myself. We'll do that after our Lindsay & Associates Pro Hog update coming up.
Coverage from Radio Row in Dallas, Texas at SEC Media Days presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, by WT Equipment, your partner in progress, and by the Limbird Real Estate Group. Hey, if you're looking for a place to stay, we're staying at the Omni, very nice hotel, big, spacious convention center here, everything the SEC needs to put this event on. But if you're looking for a place to stay in Northwest Arkansas for your next trip to Fayetteville, Springdale, Bentonville, Rogers, the Inn at the Mill is perfect for any of those locations or any points in between. Centrally located off I-49 at the Johnson exit, big oversized spacious suites that you can stay in, comfortable beds, great breakfast to start the day, and it's right off the Johnson exit there at exit 69, just a stone's throw, a couple hundred yards maybe. Reserve your room today for your next stay. 479-443-1800, 443-1800, or online at inatthemill.com.
This is the Lindsay & Associates Pro Hog Update. Whether you're listing, selling, or leasing, Lindsay & Associates can handle all your real estate needs. Go to lindsay.com to search all the current real estate inventory. At Lindsay & Associates, we bring great neighbors together.
Fly ball to straightaway center. Tavares tracking it. Tavares at the wall. It's a gunner. Heston hammers one to dead center field. And it's a 2-hit, 3 RBI start to the night for Heston Kjerstad. Welcome back to the big leagues, young man.
Big C, Heston got beamed the other night by a Yankees pitcher that ended up leading to a bench-clearing brawl. I know that's probably amongst that in our Lindsay Associates Pro Hog update, plus the Razorbacks recently drafted.
Yeah, unfortunately, he did get hit in the head Friday against the Yankees. He is now on the 7-day injured list, and as you mentioned, that led to a pretty heated moment between the two teams and the coach. Now, on the season, Heston is batting .314, 51 at-bats, 16 hits, 12 RBIs. Now, in his last 7 games, in 17 at-bats, he's got 7 hits, 1 home run, 4 RBIs, and he is batting .412. So I'm not exactly sure if it's just a precautionary thing, but I hope to see Heston back out there soon.
Well,
Yeah, it's
I'm
gotta
sure there's
be.
protocols, just like we see in football all the time. There's concussion protocol.
Yeah, he got whacked pretty good. All right, we got a few of the Razorbacks drafted. You've got Hagen Smith being the first. Who are the other 5 guys picked yesterday, Big C?
Yeah, Hagen was the first Razorback drafted, selected 5th overall by the Chicago White Sox. We've also got Tyson Lewis, who did not ever suit up for the Razorbacks. He was drafted by the Cincinnati Reds in the 2nd round, 51st overall. He was rated the number 39 draft prospect by MLB.com.
Yeah, that's the name we were bringing up earlier. And then Peyton Stovall, of course, also now a part of the Reds organization. So you've got a couple of Razorbacks there. Or I say a couple of Razorbacks. We'll see what happens with him on that front.
Yeah, you mentioned Peyton. Also to the Reds, 4th round, 117th overall. Mason Molina, drafted by the Milwaukee Brewers in the 7th round, 215th overall. And you've got Jared Sprague-Lott being drafted by the Oakland A's in the 9th round, 256th overall. Hudson White, Boston Red Sox in the 9th round, 267th overall. And Ben McLaughlin was drafted by the Arizona Diamondbacks in the 9th round at 284.
All right, and that is our Lindsay & Associates Pro Hogs update.
Yeah, Lindsay & Associates celebrating their 50th year in the real estate business. Whether you're buying, leasing, or selling, they're the perfect team to turn to because they have over 200 professionally trained agents. 3 convenient locations are in Fayetteville, Rogers, and in Bentonville. They're the winning choice whenever you need to get something done. Go to Lindsay.com to search all the current real estate inventory. At Lindsay & Associates, we bring great neighbors together.
Tom Murphy is brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
All right, I've been looking forward to this since last night. So we'll start. We'll get to the Saban stories in just one sec. Tom and I are sitting on this bus last night coming back from the event, and this guy next to Tom goes. Well, Tom lets him go first, and he's like, "Thank you, man." Well, the bus driver, who happened to be a woman, took offense to that because he thought that the guy that was saying "thank you, man" to Tom was referring to her, and she looks at him, it's like, "What you call me?" and Tom was like, "No, that was directed at me." So that was quite an experience we had yesterday, Tom.
Tom is stirring up trouble.
I thought that was about to be a throwdown, and the poor guy, man, is just being nice as he could to me. But we got that fixed. I didn't know you were going to talk about that on the air today.
We got it resolved a little bit. All right, let's talk about this Nick Saban thing. So Nick Saban, and I thought about this yesterday, and someone made it pretty clear to me after this weekend's events. I understand why security's beefed up a little bit, but Saban didn't have his credential and was not allowed into Radio Row yesterday, Tom.
Saban had quite the day, right? So that happened. And as Laura Rutledge told it last night at the event we went to, that Saban came back to the set and was talking about it and just said he appreciated that young man for doing his job, for preventing Nick Saban from walking in without a credential.
Yeah, so that's one of the stories. Now, you have not heard this story just yet.
Okay.
So this will be a first time for a lot of our listeners as well. Wally's going to have a column up short. It might already be up as of this morning, okay, on Whole Hog Sports. You give the second person, give us the perspective that Wally told you on another interaction with Nick Saban.
I'll try to condense it the best I can. Yesterday morning, I showed up at our spot in the main media room, and Wally asked me, "How did you sleep?" And I could see he kind of wanted to talk about how he slept. So I just said, pretty good. I said, "How did you sleep?" Well, at 7:30, someone's trying to get in my room. He actually said 7:32. Someone's trying to get in my room. So he gets up out of bed with his boxers and goes and looks out the peephole, and it's Nick Saban.
That's hilarious.
So Nick Saban has been given the wrong key. And they have this exchange, basically Nick Saban saying, you know, you're in the wrong, or making it feel like Wally's in the wrong room. And Wally's like, "I'm Wally Hall. You're Nick Saban. This is my room." You can read all about it in Wally's column today. And a great case of mistaken identity. And it would have played well on like an episode of Three's Company, Tommy, from back in the day.
I don't care who's in the wrong. If Wally's standing in front of me and nothing but his boxers, I'm out. I'm back to the front desk. I need another room. Even if that is my room, I'm still out. Listen, I don't even need coffee that morning. I need an antacid. If all I've got in front of me is Wally Hall in his boxer shorts, I'm out on that deal.
Well, just to clarify, the security latch caught the door, so all you had was a crack.
That doesn't make as good a story. So, and I don't want to hear anything about his crack. So.
Just a crack in the door was all they could see through. But Nick is like, what's going on in there? Like, wait a second. It's my room, man, okay? And so he got that resolved, comes back down, tries to get in, gets his credential denied. So what a day for Nick Saban.
Well, he's used to having handlers. He's used to people opening the door for him. He's used to people, going through and well, first of all, and maybe Wally is staying in the penthouse suite, but I would imagine he's not, knowing, just how things work in this media business. So the fact that Nick Saban was trying to get into a commoner's room tells you all you need to know about who was in the right or the wrong. So,
it made for a great column, and I got lots of laughs out of that one.
Yeah, I mean, Nick Saban's used to having the whole floor to himself in a hotel. So it's certainly a different deal. All right, you sat through the entire day, 4 coaches and a commissioner yesterday in the main media room. What stood out to you in day 1 of SEC Media Days?
Well, Greg Sankey had to address, what's going on in college athletics. You got this big settlement that's on the brink of happening, and then what does that do? It leads directly to revenue sharing. And obviously there are not answers right now. And so he's brought up the point, there's no easy button. And to me that stood out. I mean, he has
he
to
said
stay
that several times. So.
He had to. And we really don't know what will become of NIL after this. Is it still a thing? So that was one. Lane Kiffin, I think there's a segment of people who think of him in a certain way, but with his father passing, to hear him kind of give a kind of a short testimonial about his father yesterday was touching. And they've built a pretty good monster there at Ole Miss. But what I like about it is Arkansas's beat them twice, and really 2 of the games in Oxford last year and then 3 years ago. If Arkansas converts a 2-point play on the last play of the game, they're 3-1 against Ole Miss. So that's how close Arkansas is to maybe being in the same kind of boat Ole Miss is.
And I like where Arkansas's at on Ole Miss's schedule, following OU and ahead of, I think it's A&M or Florida. They've got a tough stretch in there, and it's easy to say Arkansas is the easiest game of like a 4-game stretch, but they've got to go on the road to Arkansas after playing Oklahoma. I like where Arkansas is at in the schedule, where Ole Miss's stretch is very difficult in that back half.
I wholly agree with you, because the first half is the easy part. And I looked at Missouri's yesterday. Missouri's whole schedule is the easy part. But anyway, you're right. Not a lot of tough games in the first 6, maybe an open date, and then Oklahoma, and then Arkansas. And how often do we say it sets up well for Arkansas? This is one of those rare years where things do. The schedule's a little bit more forgiving, I guess.
Yeah, you don't really naturally have like a solid locked-in home win because of the potent, but your road games are first-year coach in Mike Elko and Jerry World, first-year coach in Jeff Levy in Mississippi State. Missouri is not going to be easy. They have the easiest schedule in the SEC, as you just referred to. And Auburn, which is in year 2 of Hugh Freeze, that's not murderer's row compared to going on the road to Georgia or Florida in years past. It does set up from a road vantage point.
There's so much turnover with personnel, so there's a lot of unanswered questions that we're going to have. But you're right. If they could catch a break or two that they just haven't been, maybe they can win a road game or 2, and then just make it a better season, because I think the fans are wanting to see like a return to 2021 where you're upsetting people.
So we were talking about Nick Saban earlier. Lane Kiffin not only made reference to his late father, Monty, but he also made reference to Coach there, talking about rat poison. There's a lot of rat poison surrounding Ole Miss this year based on who they brought in, the expectations. I think they're probably either going to be picked 3rd or 2nd in the SEC, to be frankly honest. How do you think Lane handles that with differently being the hunted rather than the hunter?
Yes, quite different position than Ole Miss is used to. I think I've got Lindy's magazine. They have him 5th in the country. So I mean, this is big time rat poison for them. When you have a quarterback of Jackson Dart's stature, who's already produced in this system, and then you fill in with a lot of good receivers. Now they do have to build back up at running back after losing Quinshawn Judkins, but they brought a lot of portal talent, and Walter Nolan on the D front is going to be one of probably the best interior guys in the conference this year. They got Chris Paul at linebacker, so the pieces are in place. If there's harmonious, togetherness on the team that they could be very good.
Tom Murphy with us here live from Radio Row. It's presented by the Arkansas Beef Council. Yesterday, I thought the questioning was fairly benign. We haven't seen any what I'd call hot seat coaches. Won't see any today. Sam's going to be here on Thursday. Job security and future certainly inbounds when talking about Arkansas's head football coach. Do you think the questions go there? Yesterday there wasn't a need for it with the coaches you had in front of it. Won't think we will hear it today, but Sam's on that short list of coaches that the future's uncertain in this league.
Absolutely. Him, Billy Napier, with the Florida's brutal schedule coming up this year and what they went through last year. I actually feel for them, how tough their schedule is. And then Clark Lee at Vanderbilt. I mean, that was at the end of the day yesterday, and just not a whole lot.
No one's hyper-focused on the job security of the Vanderbilt.
No, they're really not, but he's obviously on that hot seat. I would think that when we have our morning beat writers type get-together that we'll ask Sam those. So it might take a national or just somebody who's interested in Arkansas program to ask Sam at the main podium about, getting through last year when they were so tough in the early and mid part and then had the blowouts at home, and then just a very, very ugly performance against Mississippi State at home.
And I can't imagine those questions would blindside him or surprise him to get those. Surely that he's prepared himself mentally on how he wants to respond. And kind of the unusual dynamic is I think a vast majority of the fan base want him to succeed. They like Sam Pittman. They want him to be the coach for the next 2, 3, 4 years. But you got to win to stay.
You do, and I think I've talked to you guys about this a little bit, but I just think it's so important for Sam Pittman, for the state to like him, for people to look at him and want to look him in the eye and see and acknowledge that he's doing a good job. He's doing the best he can. So 21, he was very happy. As he said, Arkansas fans can stick their chest out, be happy that what we did. They won all their trophy games and a bowl. They haven't won a trophy game since then, and so he knows that there was negativity late last year. I think when it's all said and done, he would like to go to Hot Springs and be thought of more as a guy who got Arkansas football to a certain place, and they're proud of what he did, as opposed to he retired after a couple of really bad years or was fired.
And if you told me the 50-50 plays this year go his way in enough games to get him to 8-4, and he retired and walked away on 8-4, I wouldn't be floored by that outcome.
Absolutely not. That might be a best case scenario type thing for him, and why would that not be in the realm of possibility? Because I think the finish line for him was in sight when he got the head coaching job at Arkansas. Okay, here's my glide path toward retirement. Now he's getting the huge money, and so at any time, if he has a big season, maybe he would consider that.
Well, we're talking with Tom Murphy live at Radio Row. One of the reasons you were so good in 2021 is you had an All-American wide receiver, an NFL guy, and Traylon Burks. Tom, again, we're 44 days out, I believe, till UAPB in Little Rock. What does that wide receiver core look like coming back with 93% of their pass catching? I mean, what are you forecasting with Bobby Petrino this year?
Well, I think you're going to see a heavy dose of the guys we know are going to catch. Andrew Armstrong, he may not be quite Traylon Burks, but he makes one-handers. He makes them in traffic, on the sideline. He's got the whole package. I just think that we're going to see, because of speed, if you get the ball to the speed guy, and this is where Dan Enos absolutely failed last year, Isaiah Satania, we saw all during camp and during practices, he was getting the ball on tunnel screens and all these things that if you get the ball in his hands, he might break. And it didn't happen in games. And that's what you heard Sam Pittman utter that frustration late in the year. We're not doing what we're practicing.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to see him I think we're going to see young C.J. Brown catch a few passes like that.
That kid can play.
He can. And then when you're doing that and you're successful, maybe your safeties start creeping up, and then you can get better one-on-one coverage with Armstrong and the others.
So as much as I'd like to think that Arkansas has a chance to play in Atlanta, it's not going to happen this year. I think probably the thing I took away from Greg saying the most yesterday is still don't really know what the SEC tiebreaker is going to be, right? I mean,
that was a little surprising.
We're in July. It's July the 16th, and we're only a few months away from the SEC championship, and we haven't finalized that yet with a 16-team non-division league.
When that question was asked, I'm like you, Tom. I was a little bit floored, I didn't know this.
But you've got 2 new league members that need to vote on that just became members 16 days ago, whatever it is now.
Yeah.
So in fairness, would you want to vote on a tiebreaker affecting this season when they didn't have the right to vote until July the 1st?
Yes.
So
it should have been hazing. They shouldn't have been allowed to vote on anything.
I understand that, but I think something as important as a tiebreaker system has to be done with your full body, and I think that's one of the reasons that probably hasn't been completely finalized.
That's a very
yet.
logical answer, and considering Texas might be one of those teams, that's probably a reasonable response.
It's a fair point, too.
He said they were going to have an AD Zoom meeting in 2 weeks. So.
If you don't have the clear-cut head-to-head, and then I think the next one you would have to be your record against the top. You know what I mean? Your combined record against the top team, and start going down from there. And then if there's some ties there, I think you got to go with strength of schedule, the computer formula stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Tom, it's going to be an interesting next few days. Arkansas is on the final day, and we'll await Sam Pittman and his 3 players, and really get to know more about Traylon Green this week. So,
we will. He seems like the team really likes Traylon Green, and the times we talked to him in the spring, he seems like a cool dude.
The 7th fastest quarterback on NCAA football. The 7th fastest. So he's got that going for him.
Of the 3 of us, Ty was the one to know that one.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, Tom Murphy, Arkansas Democrat Gazette, Whole Hog Sports with us every Tuesday and Thursday on the Morning Rush. Tom, good to see you in person.
Same here, guys.
All right, Tom Murphy here from Radio Row in Dallas, Texas. It's brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. You know, on cattle ranches, calves aren't only raised by their mothers. They're raised by a community of farmers, ranchers, and veterinarians committed to giving the healthiest, most comfortable life possible. Because for cattle farmers, ranchers, and the moms of those baby calves, animal welfare is the top priority. Together, we bring more. Beef, it's what's for dinner. It's brought to you by the beef farmers and ranchers, and courtesy of Beef, it's what's for dinner.
All right, so Lane Kiffin, again, is asking about the expectations and stuff. I want to come back to that because Ole Miss has already been picked by a few analysts as one of the teams in the FCC championship. He also touched on Chris Pupal. We were talking about free agency earlier, Tommy, and Chris Pupal, basically a free agent after leaving Fayetteville. He's going to be a vital part of the team this year. He's going to have more of an impact because you actually play him than Rocket Sanders would be in Columbia because you don't play the Gamecocks this season.
Yeah. All right, back from Radio Row with more. Got a half hour to go. Your calls and texts are welcome as well. It's all brought to you by the Lindbergh Real Estate Group, serving all of Northwest Arkansas, Missouri, and the River Valley. Get a cash offer on your home in 72 hours. For all your real estate needs, go to lindberghteam.com. Brought to you by WT Equipment, your New Holland dealer for over 50 years. They've earned the trust of the hardest working people in the country, and right here in Northwest Arkansas. Visit WTEquip.com. They're your partner in progress. And by the Stadium Shop. Robert Mann and his family are U of A alumni. They have the largest selection of Razorback merchandise south of the North Pole. It doesn't get more Razorback than the Stadium Shop. You can shop online at shoponrazorback.com.
All right, so we'll discuss that in our SEC update, but we do have to mention what occurred at the Home Run Derby not too far from us last night in Globe Life. We'll do that next on the Morning Rush, live from Radio Row.
ESPN Arkansas is kicking off college football live from Radio Row in Dallas, Texas at SEC Media Days. Our shows provide insight on player and coach interviews, including special moments throughout the entire week. Make sure to tune in to the Morning Rush, Halftime, and Ruskin and Zach to get this unique coverage presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback, WT Equipment, and Lindbergh Real Estate Group.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Work now, pay later with sizzling savings at WT Equipment. No money down, no interest, and no payments until 2025 on select New Holland equipment. Choose 0 for 60 or up to 10,000 cash back, plus free net wrap on roll belt round balers. 0 for 72 or up to 10,000 cash back on mid-range tractors, or 0 for 72 plus an additional 2,000 cash back on a new compact. Work smarter with no money down, no interest, and no payments on your choice of the summer's hottest deals at WT Equipment, your partner in progress.
Tommy Kraft here. When When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hudson Clark with his 5th career interception.
Presented by Sharp Equipment. Get hooked on Sharp Equipment this year. Sharp Equipment has hooked up with Eastern Oklahoma Guide Service for a free guided fishing trip with the purchase of any Whacker Newson equipment. Along with getting a superior piece of equipment, you will get hooked up with a free guided fishing trip for the chance at a catch of a lifetime. Visit them at Sharp Equipment, 6104 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith, or call them at 479-242-1406.
There's more to a tractor than just horsepower. A tractor also needs weight to get that horsepower to the ground. With TYM, a heavier tractor comes standard. Many of the TYM models weigh more for the horsepower than comparable tractors from the big names, and tractors that weigh more do more. See Bush Tractor at their new location at 6100 South Zero in Fort Smith, or log on to bushtractor.com to see how they can upgrade your productivity.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sports book in America. That's because Arkansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my RR prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Do you need help with your next project? Metters Lumber True Value is here to help. A family-owned business since 1936, the staff has more than 90 years of experience in construction and the hardware business. If they don't have what you need, they know how to get it, and they are more than happy to accommodate your special order. So whether it's building a new deck, a paint project around the house, or needing a new set of tools, Metters Lumber True Value has everything you need. With locations in Alma, Ozark, and Clarksville, and you can shop online at metterslumber.com. Metters Lumber True Value.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
When you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. But you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit GoPaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal price check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center with the exciting news. Backed by popular demand, state sales tax paid when you trade on our huge inventory of road-ready certified vehicles. That's right. This month, get the best used car your money can buy, road-ready certified with warranty, and get your state sales tax paid when you trade. One more reason all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, just north of Phoenix on Towson, Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Well, Chuck, it's good to hear you, man.
Good to talk to you, Joe.
It's always good to hear your voice.
Joe Adams stands deep for the Hawk. Adams backpedals to the 5. Joe's got a lot of room.
will take it all the way.
You can now download our new app in the iTunes or Google Play Store. Listen anytime and anywhere on your favorite mobile device. Just search Hit That Line now.
You know, it sure was fun to watch Joe Adams roll back in the day. I mean, he was rolling all over the place. Kickoff returns, punt returns. I mean, he did it all. Dennis Johnson, those guys were a lot of fun. We'll come back, hopefully, to some offense like that this upcoming season, some highlights here and there. Tell you what's always a highlight, stopping in and see our buddy Larry Rath of Rath Auto Resources, or see David at Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. And Larry, I know people roll to different places all over the state of Arkansas, and they're best off rolling with Rath.
Oh, absolutely, Ty. How are you guys doing this morning? We're really excited about rolling with Rath, and you know, we've had that idea for a long time that we could be a one-stop shop for folks' automotive needs. Now, whether you're trying to repair a car or maintain a car, trying to sell a car, trade a car, buy a car, anything to do with a car, even if you just have a question for a friend about a car, we're here to help. And we call that rolling with Rath. Once you start rolling with Rath, you'll be one of those happiest drivers that we're always talking about, because we can take care of all those needs for you and do it very well. On the used car side, a big inventory of road-ready certified vehicles, sales tax paid when you trade this month, and that's a big promotion, guys. Lots of folks taking advantage of that, keeping that money in their pocket or using that money to get even a better car. The road-ready certified, those cars hand-picked, inspected in the Meineke Car Care Center, covered by a comprehensive warranty. You can't buy a better used car, and right now with state sales tax paid, what a time to take advantage of that and start rolling with Rath. You know, if you're just going to work on your car, the Meineke Car Care Center right now has got specials on brakes, half-off brakes. They've got buy three, get one free on all tires back there. A free AC check. Philip and his team there in Fort Smith would love to take care of you. Nate and his team up here in Springdale would love a chance to meet you and start taking care of your car as well. If you're looking for a new car, the new Mitsubishi lineup is just terrific, and we've got a good selection. 24 Outlander, folks, if you haven't seen that car, best-looking SUV on the road right now. Come on in and check that out. The interior is out of this world. The drive and performance with the all-wheel control is just fantastic. Not going to find a better car. Plus, so many great incentives right now, which really make that a value. If you're thinking about a new car value, the Mitsubishi lineup is really what you should be looking at. We can help you out with trade-in incentives on those, special interest rates, the rebates to the customer. We've got a stack of incentives on those to help you get into that brand new Mitsubishi at Rath Mitsubishi, or any one of these road-ready certified cars. Get your state sales tax paid when you trade right now. Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. Check us out online, rathauto.com.
And make sure when you stop by and see Larry, you tell him where you're rolling to next. Again, Larry Rath, Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, and Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. All right, brother. See you soon.
Hey, Ty, have a great day. You guys have a good one. Folks, come and see us.
Hey, we are having a great day in Dallas, Texas. I don't know if fans feel the same way last night, initially though, to the start of the home run derby. Teoscar Hernandez wins the thing, but everyone is not talking about that. They're talking about the national anthem last night.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watch, and the rockets spread, the bombs bursting, gave proof through the night that our flag was still. Oh, say does
Does this make you glad you didn't go?
it wave for the land of the free and the brave.
I honestly think if I gave you, I gave you a microphone. You have a microphone right now.
Yeah.
I think you could give me a better minute excerpt of the national anthem than what we just heard.
Well,
it's that bad.
It's that. You just wonder, how does someone How's it not vetted a little closer? But
I legitimately think I could do better than that. But then I would probably freeze up under pressure.
I admire people. I see a lot of national anthems going to games in this job and then officiating games. I've stood through and been a part of hundreds of national anthems over the years, maybe thousands.
Yeah.
And I always admire those people because it takes tremendous courage to get in front of small crowds or large crowds and sing. I admire that. But, there should be a threshold of what you can do, particularly in front of a stadium of 50,000 people or whatever it holds at Globe Life.
Yeah, it is. It was not great last
National
night.
television audience. I mean, just and pardon me for maybe my lack of pop culture, but who in the world was this person? I didn't know her. I didn't know her till this morning.
Ingrid Andress.
Maybe.
Big C, do you know who that is?
No, I did not catch that.
Yeah, Ingrid Andress, I think is how you're saying it. I was going to leave her name out in this hour, but yeah.
Well, I mean, pardon me for not having the the full knowledge.
The working knowledge.
Hey, it's Taco Tuesday. Joe's Grill and Cantina. They're at 3400 South 74th Street across from Harps. $1 crunchy beef and chicken tacos all day long today. It's Nacho Average Wednesday tomorrow. $1 off all their nachos. Throwback Thursday. And then you'll have Fajita Fridays. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street across from Harps.
All right, we got our SEC update coming up. We'll hear from Nick Saban, Lane Kiffin, and Greg Sankey.
Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com.
Hey, this is Hunter Yurtek, Director of Athletics at the University of Arkansas, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Work now, pay later with sizzling savings at WT Equipment. No money down, no interest, and no payments until 2025 on select New Holland equipment. Choose 0 for 60 or up to 10,000 cash back, plus free net wrap on roll belt round balers. 0 for 72 or up to 10,000 cash back on mid-range tractors, or 0 for 72 plus an additional 2,000 cash back on a new compact. Work smarter with no money down, no interest, and no payments on your choice of the summer's hottest deals at WT Equipment, your partner in progress.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Vegas, baby! Vegas, baby!
This is The Morning Rush.
COP CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050. COP CDL Academy.
Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family, from general dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Davis, and Farmer give all of their patients better lives with a better smile, more confident, and a comfortable experience every time. Riley Farm Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, at the entrance to Riley Farms. Now offering same-day crowns. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit RileyFarmDental.com.
Where can you get good neighbor service and surprisingly great insurance rates? At State Farm, because State Farm agent Heath Roberts is your one-stop shop in the River Valley for the service you deserve at the price you want. So stop looking around. State Farm agent Heath Roberts is ready to help. Call 479-452-4088 for your surprisingly great rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Calling all biscuit lovers. Hardee's limited edition blueberry biscuits are the stuff of biscuit dreams. Our famous buttermilk biscuits with summer's favorite berries baked in, served warm, and drizzled with icing. Don't miss your chance to try this special summertime treat while blueberry biscuits are still in season and ripe for the picking. Only at Hardee's. Goodness in the making. Order ahead on the Hardee's app. Participation may vary. Exclusions apply by time of day.
Has your job been grinding your gears lately? Then let me tell you about Lavorne Lumber. They're looking to fill a regional over-the-road position. They use brand new equipment in your home every weekend. Don't think you're getting paid enough? That's not the case at Lavorne Lumber. They're highly competitive in that area. So if this sounds like a great next job opportunity for you, then stop by and see Pam and the Bills Monday through Friday from 9 to 4 at Lavorne Lumber. 515 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith and online at Lavorne, Lovvorn lumber.com.
Hi, this is Melissa with True Grit Running Company. Is someone special to you missing out on life because of foot pain? Let's face it, if your feet hurt, you don't want to go anywhere. Give the gift of freedom. Check out our store for all kinds of options to benefit your special someone. We have perfect gifts for those suffering from a variety of foot issues, such as plantar fasciitis, bunions, tendonitis, diabetes care, neuropathy, or just tired and achy feet. Visit us today at True Grit Running Company, 6808 Rogers Avenue, Suite B, behind Chick-fil-A.
Do you need gutters but think they're too expensive or that you need to get the soffit or fascia ready? No worries. Call the Gutter Guy. He does it all. No need to call multiple companies to get the right gutters for your home. Call the Gutter Guy. Quality, low maintenance, leak-free gutters with a 5-year warranty. The Gutter Guy also does vinyl siding and windows. The Gutter Guy. Over 30 years experience. Call 226-1259. Call the Gutter Guy.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
But except we've got SEC bias. Deal with it. They're the best.
In the SEC, it just means more.
I know one thing. The SEC just got a little tougher.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas. Trusted pool experts and your source for backyard fun. Locations in Fort Smith, Springdale, and always online at burtonpools.com.
All right, so I want to get into a couple of things that were really the highlights from yesterday. I've got something from Brian Kelly. I've got something from Lane Kiffin, Nick Saban, and then also Greg Sankey as well. I think we start with the just the funniness that happened with Nick Saban yesterday when he was not able to get through media days.
Well, it's a little different. I've never won a credential in my life and was always for 17 years able to get into SEC Media Day without a credential. I had to go back to the room today and get my credential to get in. So that's one of the biggest changes I see. It's not like it used to be.
Now, do you think his initial response, Tommy, was this?
I'm not going to, so quit asking.
Or do you think he responded appropriately to the security guard's request?
I would imagine someone went and got him a credential or fetched his for him. Security guard's just doing his job, and I'd have a hard time believing you didn't know who Nick Saban is just by, looking at him. But, we think everybody's as plugged in as we are, and sometimes they're not.
That is very true on that. And speaking of Nick Saban, Coach Lane Kiffin, who was up yesterday, had a conversation with his former boss about expectations. Ole Miss has probably the most expectations they've had in quite some time. And here was what Kiffin had to say about the rat poison that Coach Saban always spoke to.
Very appreciative to Coach Saban, who called the other day and then just stopped me and talked to me there. So in respects to Coach Saban's terms, this is really, as he said, this is a rat poison situation here. To have all this attention on our players, and it means nothing because it's all about the work that they put in, the process that they do daily. They're working extremely hard this summer, and then we're going to have a lot of work to do in training camp. It's not just your typical, normal, as always, X's and O's and development of that, but they got to come together. You look over time, look in professional sports, there's plenty of teams that were supposed to be good or added these great free agent teams, and they've come together all these free agents, and then they don't gel and they don't play together. And in this sport, especially with all three phases, it's the ultimate team sport. So there's a ton of work to do on the field and off the field for us to perform well.
And you use that again, term free agency, that we've mentioned several times on this show this morning, that he's right. A lot of times, sometimes talent comes together and it doesn't gel because there's egos, there's personalities that don't vibe. And I just wonder, with all the talent that he brought to Oxford, Mississippi, can he get it to the finish line? When I say finish line, I mean the college football playoff. I don't even mean Atlanta anymore, because I really like the approach you took yesterday. It's like it's been diminished. The SEC championship has been clearly diminished, and with the idea that in some cases, for example, Georgia, who went undefeated through the SEC last year, hadn't lost a regular season game since the COVID year, and still didn't get invited to the playoff, I think that you have a scenario with the SEC championship.
It's not to the level of conference baseball tournament or conference basketball tournament, but it doesn't mean what it did a year ago. And you could certainly, reasonably conjure up a scenario where you lose the championship game and get left out of the 12-team playoff because the championship game is your third loss and Georgia beat you badly. There will have to be tweaks as we move forward with the way they do the buys, the seeding. Let's give them a chance to get through a playoff or two before we demand change. But yesterday you're bringing up a thought of that's out there of expanding to 14 teams. We've just expanded to 12 and really haven't done that officially yet, and we're already talking about more. Where does it end?
Yep. No, I think that's fair on that. In addition to Lane Kiffin talking about his team this year, they opened the press conference. Greg Sankey gave him an opportunity to speak. He didn't want to, again, spend too much time on his father for probably emotional reasons, which I understand, but he did give a little glimpse on who his father was. Well, my computer just froze. Christian, if you can play that
I'll just say one thing. I've talked before about being my hero. I had a high school neighborhood friend, really middle school friend, and he said hero's not really the right term for him. It's superhero. And that's what he was to the people that he touched. And he used this term, and now I'm using this term in description of him because I really feel like, there's very few superheroes and very few great ones that loved everyone and tried to help everyone they came in touch with forever. Whether you were big or small, wherever you were, he tried to help. And one person said, which I think is telling for those that you don't know him, and I thought this was very descriptive. He said, I met him in a gas station, and although he was a stranger to me, he made me feel like a friend, and that was him. So he'd never want anybody to have a bad day or be sad.
So again, that is on his late father, Monty Kiffin, who passed away at 84 years old. An Arkansas connection orchestrating the Razorbacks defense back in the late 70s.
Hard to lose your heroes, and what a blessing he had to get to work with his father, in 4 stops along the, towards the end of his career and the really the upstart of Lane's head coaching career. And believe you me, his father's probably been very instrumental in the success that Lane has found to this point.
Oh, no question. All right, last thing, and we're going from something pretty emotional, heart-tugging, to a little more lighthearted. Brian Kelly, so let's go back to, remember he gets announced at the Pete Maravich Center, and he does this.
Well, that's a great way to get started. Won all my game chat. It's a great night to be a Tiger. I'm here with my family.
Like the fake Cajun accent. So he's Irish Catholic roots, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's got that background. So when he gets asked about the possibility of LSU playing overseas, he decided to lean into it a little bit.
Well, as an Irish Catholic and somebody that loves to go to Ireland, not to just be at the Temple Bar, but to be in Ireland and the history and the culture of Ireland.
The island. I've had a friend that's gone to the Temple Bar. Apparently, that's a really cool spot. So when y'all, I know there's a golf trip on the horizon for you in Scotland, not too far away. If you guys make it to Ireland, you need to go to the Temple Bar.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get to Ireland, as he says.
Ireland.
Ireland. You can tell he has an affinity for the country. He talked about traveling there several times. So he was trying to ham it up a little bit. He tries to be funny. He shouldn't try because that's not his strength. Stay in your lane. So. That's Brian Kelly.
I'd say that's the best way to look at it. And that is your SEC update this morning.
Brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas. Hot summer deals right now with their summer clearance sale. High-quality above-ground pools installed for only $57 a month. $1,000 off in-stock select Doughboy above-ground pools. And if you've thought about an in-ground pool, this summer might be the greatest time to get yours. Fiberglass models starting at under $48,000 right now. And even though it's the heat of the summer, hot tubs are on sale. Savings up to $7,300 right now. Hey, it won't last all summer, so get to Burton Pools and Spas right now. At Burton's, they don't just build swimming pools, they build long-term relationships. Burton Pools and Spas, Springdale, Fort Smith, and Greenland, and online at burtonpools.com.
So the upcoming coaches in today's meetings are Kirby Smart, Josh Heupel, Brent Venables, and Eli Drinkwitz. Smart will be up first, followed by Heupel, then Venables, then Drinkwitz. You play 2 of the 4 this season. Don't have to worry about Georgia. Thank goodness. Don't want to play them in Athens or in Fayetteville. You won't get Oklahoma on that. That's a game that I think Arkansas fans really want to play, and I understand that. Just not this season or next season.
You'll play them.
Hopefully in 26. And then you do get Tennessee right before a bye, and you get Missouri at the tail end of the season. Missouri, one of those teams, based on their schedule, sets up nicely for 10 wins and could be competing for an SEC championship. Tennessee took a little step back last year going from Hendon Hooker to Joe Milton. We'll see if this Nico kid from California is the real deal that he's cracked up to be.
Yep, and it all gets underway. Kirby Smart will be at the microphone in about 15 minutes, so we'll hear what the probably the team that's going to be picked as the favorite in the media poll this week to win the SEC championship. What he has to say is quarterback Carson Beck is with him. So I'm interested to hear that, even though, like I said, Arkansas is not on the schedule. They're not on Arkansas' schedule. OU and how Brent Venables handles what I would think is the biggest media event he's probably been to.
Yeah,
as a head coach.
We had Tyler McComas on earlier, who does a radio across Norman and Tulsa, and he mentioned Venables taking shots at both Mario Cristobal and Deion Sanders last year. I don't think that Venables is going to take a shot at SEC coach. I could be wrong about that, but I don't anticipate it.
I would agree with you. And then who knows with Eli Drinkwitz? Alma's own. We'll see what he has to say. He is the last in the main room today at 2:20 p.m. So we'll bring you clips from anything really interesting throughout the day. And halftime, we'll be checking in with Halftime and Ruskin and Zach as we move through. But those are the 4 teams: Georgia, Tennessee, Oklahoma, Missouri on today's rundown. Arkansas is here Thursday. So if you're just kind of hopping in for the week, Arkansas is Thursday morning here in Dallas at SEC Media Days.
See, Kiffin, and again, we just talked about it, losing his father, Monty Kiffin. So I understand why he was kind of very just like – there wasn't any like ups and downs with him like there sometimes is. Drinkwitz, they just won 10 games last year. I think he's going to come with a little firepower for people to discuss. Of any of the 16 coaches, I thought it would be Kiffin, but based on the circumstances, I could see Eli.
What do you get? What's the dividend if you do?
I don't know, but this is a guy that has talked smack before and is probably going to do it again. There's just past precedent of it.
Yeah, you're right, but I don't know that there's much dividend to do it 6 weeks ahead of the season. And as you can give some bulletin board material, I don't see any upside to talking noise here. I really don't. I think if I was a head coach, the more mundane, boring I could be.
Go over your roster for 10 minutes.
Yeah, might be the track to just keep you out of trouble.
Yeah. That's probably the way to go.
That's not good for me or you, but I could see why a coach would want to do that.
I'll be surprised by tomorrow's show on a What's Your Beef Wednesday if we don't have something that Eli Drinkwitz said that causes our fans to beef a little bit. It will probably happen.
Want to thank the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, your locally owned and operated merchandise store. They've got everything Razorback you could want. Look online at shoponrazorback.com. By our friends at the Lindbergh Real Estate Group, serving all of Northwest Arkansas, Missouri, and the River Valley. Get a cash offer on your home in 72 hours. For all your real estate needs, go to lindberghteam.com. And by WT Equipment, your New Holland dealer for over 50 years. WT has earned the trust of the hardest working people in the country. Visit WTEquip.com. WT Equipment, your partner in progress.
All right, when we return tomorrow on a What's Your Beef Wednesday, of course, we'll get into the things that have been ticking us off this week. We mentioned the coaches that are at the podium today. You've also got more coaches to listen to tomorrow on Wednesday, and then Sam Pittman coming up on Thursday. So tomorrow's coaches include new Alabama coach Kalen DeBoer, new Mississippi State coach Jeff Lebby, Billy Napier at Florida, and then Steve Sarkisian at Texas. What does the Longhorns coach have to say about the first year in the league for the Longhorns? We'll get into all that tomorrow.